Hello, everyone, and welcome into another edition of the United Spurs of America podcast with your host, as always. I'm Michael. He is Jacob. Welcome in another beautiful Friday afternoon where we are in El Paso, Texas, across the pond in the United States of America. Could be the evening, could be the morning, regardless, wherever you are joining us from. Welcome in, welcome all, welcome one. And rip Conte. Ladies and gentlemen, Antonio Conte has mutually parted ways with Tottenham Hotspur. The first stream/episode that we have hosted since the official announcement last week. There were only rumors. It was looking likely. It was looking possible. It was heading in that direction, Jacob. And it actually happened. My friend, how are you doing today? We have a lot to talk about, to say the least. It's been an interesting Friday for Tottenham fans once again. It's been an interesting and just hectic, embarrassing, whatever you may want to call it, week. And I just feel like we've been getting nut punched over and over and over again. And then, like, when you least expect it, you look away, you think it's done. Another crotch shot right where it hurts. How you doing, my friend? Welcome in.
I really thought we were fixing to make it out the month with no more breaking news or statements or he said, she said, but you know what? Otherwise, I'm doing well. It's always good to be here with you, Michael. So I'm enjoying my Friday. I hope everyone else is too.
We apologize for the somber tones, but I just feel like, Jesus, man, it's been one hell of a week.
We were pretty somber last week, too, if I'm not mistaken. Is somber the word of the week?
I'm embarrassed, I think, more for me. But, I mean, somber is definitely a relatable word for me right now, man. I'm super sad, super just like, fuck, like in the mud, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the Conte thing, I guess I was a little bit prepared for it.
We were expecting it, right?
Yeah, it was somewhat expected, so, but it still hurts when they leave, whether you expect it or not. So that was a little bit upsetting. Just because it was the last hope for me, really. I mean, not that I thought he was going to come here and do anything, but it was just really upsetting to see a serial winner walk out, another serial winner walk out of here without winning us a trophy. So that part to me is the most upsetting. But at this point, I'm kind of just like, LOL, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I put it in the title, Spurs have 10 finals, because how many times do we hear? How many
Every
times
game
some
is like
manager,
a final for us.
Yeah.
This period is like finals for us.
No, I'm tired of that.
And what do we do in finals, Jacob? We lose. We get embarrassed. We make some dumbass decision.
Yeah.
And Tottenham Hotspur have made what? 3 dumbass decisions this week. First, sacking Antonio Conte, and that's based on opinion. That one right there. But the other 2 are fact. Then later in the week, Tottenham releases a video of Fabio PARATICI. We're not even going to call him the other one, the other phrase, the other word. I'm going to call him PARATICI. They release a Fabio video of the outlook for the rest of the season, the expectations for the rest of the season. Real quick,
he did look like he was talking from inside of a courtroom visitors like overnight lounge thing. So if you've ever been to a courtroom and you've been to like those little side rooms they got, and the Wi-Fi was decent. I tweeted it from the account. I said, which by the way, up there is the Twitter over there above Michael. I tweeted it that the Wi-Fi must be pretty decent in the joint, because he came across clear, and then literally the next day, less than 12 hours later, we're announcing that it's just, man, I don't know. I think it just speaks. Everything's coming to a precipice, right? And I think it speaks to the state of where we're at, the constant mismanagement over several years.
You mentioned it, right? Basically, the moment after the video was released, at least it seemed like it. The news comes out that Fabio is now suspended or banned, I guess, indefinitely, or it's an unknown period, just suspended from football worldwide rather than just Italy, from his Juventus scandal that we had been talking so much about earlier this year and really last year as well when we first signed him. You know, it wasn't a secret that this was coming. Or at least it wasn't a secret that there were, controversies surrounding him coming into the club. But obviously we didn't know he was going to get this bad. Apparently the club should have known, though. And that's the most embarrassing part about it. So then that gets announced that his ban, transcends to football worldwide, not just Italy. And now we're waiting to hear an appeal by April 19th. And then today, once again, new news, another club statement. The third club statement of the week is a Fabio update saying that he is now taking a leave of absence from the club.
Called it a Fabio update.
I'm not saying it, man. I'm not saying it. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm serious.
Mad. I can hear it.
I may not look that way just because I'm just happy to be back with you, man, and I'm happy to at least get to talk my feelings out with you. You know what I mean? Like express what has been building up inside of me in terms of Tottenham. But look, I'm frustrated. I think we all are. I'm embarrassed. But you know what I'm not embarrassed about? And you know what I'm proud about before we get into anything else? Is our loyal patrons of the channel. I want to give a shout out to the Soggy Undies Club, the one, the only, Alan 10-inch Sibley, the one that the 10-inch Club is named after in the first place. The members of the 10-inch Club, Aaron Dubb, Mile High Hotspur, Leo Coys, Queen Ellie, and C. Shearman. And then
10 inches,
you already
all
know
of them.
You already know him, the official supporters club, Scott M, James Joris, J. Co, David, Jamie, and then a brand new member, Hotspurs, and then Jack Kanicki from the Irish Hotspur as well. Lovers Lane Club, Bobby K, Gina Kim, shout out, Tom Markinen, Colin, and then again a new member as of last week, Wayne Bonner. Welcome to the club and the Lovers Lane Club, and then of course the one, the only, the magnificent, C Cubed. And Jacob, if you want to become a loyal patron, what can you do? How do you do it?
I'll tell you what you do now. I'm about to post a link up in the chat wherever you're tuning in. If it's Twitch too, we got some people who tune in on Twitch now. If you didn't know, you better get to know. And that's a quote from my man Box Office. But there's a link that I just put there, right there. If you want to become a member, you can click that link. Choose your club, anything from $1 to $25. I think I even made a joke one that's way more than that. So any way you want to show your support, if you want to do it that way, or you could just hit that subscribe, help us grow that way. We're constantly fighting the algorithm. We're within 10 minutes. Next month we will be looking at the monetization. So until then, what's up? What the fuck is up, club? I hope y'all are good. We can do that now, for at least for now, and within the first 10 minutes. But I hope you're all doing well. You can click that link, become a supporter. I don't know why I just had to curse whenever I'm supposed to be plugging the Patreon, and instead I'm sitting here dropping F-bombs because we're within 10 minutes. And I think
that's just how it is today, man. That's how we're feeling, you know?
Yeah, what the fuck is up? Run through some of the comments. There we go. What's up, Chelsea OG? Big up yourself. Big up Ben Kaufman. Something smelly around Tottenham. I think I know what your vote in the poll was. Ravi, big up Ravi. If the owners don't go, I can't really see much changing. Fair point. I think that's kind of where we're all at. But I mean, hopefully, maybe the managers just you know how sometimes you bang a TV upside the head back in the 90s, you bang a TV upside, and then it would start working, or you do the same thing with your game console. It used to work like that. It might not work like that anymore, but maybe that's what we need over at Tottenham anyway. Big up Chelsea Mitchy Boy says, big up Jacob OG, big up. Got some Chelsea fans checking in. They're always here to make fun of us if they can. And big up Kuva. At least football won't be ruined at the weekend. Yep. We'll wait to do that on Monday.
Till Monday. Yep. Have to wait for Monday.
You're thinking the same exact thing.
But they spared us the weekend, which is nice.
They definitely did. Big up Amir with Israel Uncovered. Big up everyone. I just want to say it's all of us loyal fans that make the club what it is. Levy and his lot can try to bring us down, but we will always get back up and fight. Come on, you Spurs. Leaning out. Yep. Hey, and peace. World peace, man. Yeah, I love it. Go check out Israel Uncovered if you haven't already. Big up Hot Spurs.
Hot Spurs. What's going on, man?
Member checking in. The newest Patreon member. I believe the news was either Wayne Bonner and Hotspur. I can't remember which one came newer, but big up Todd Spurs. Thank you for being here. Big up Ben Kaufman. Long lay equals French Dyer.
Oof.
I would say that's a really very good.
Almost. I think not as bad, but he's getting there. He's getting there.
I don't know. I think I've seen enough of his
territory. He's around there, but I don't think
his slow turn. His slow turn is just like Eric Dyer. Bro.
I would rather see Longlay's name in the 11 than Dyer's. Would you? Or would you rather see Dyer's name?
That's fair. That's a good way to look at it.
Like that should be the tiebreaker.
I'm just
whose
thinking
name would you rather not see in the 11? There you go.
That's fair. But see, I was thinking about big up Patty Hartnett. Says,
Big up, Patty.
He made his first appearance on the channel on the on Mondays with Perchy TV. Patty Hartnett checked in. First time appearance on channel, so big up Patty Hartnett. Says, hello everyone in America's #1 Spurs pod.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Big up yourself. I think we got a question from Hot Spurs. Why is you? Oh yeah, USA. You got to hit him one time with the USA. Why is Levy giving out new contracts to players before we even appointed a new manager, who we know they don't want? Levy learns nothing about football at any point.
Nope, it's just a business.
It is absolutely just a business, and he's doing well in the financial department. So
he's making money, man.
That's why I think the board. I mean, when we look at it, like, there's got to be people within the board that are upset with his decisions if they're looking at it from a football standpoint. But I would assume that all these people on the board are there from a financial standpoint, and they're looking at the same numbers that Levy is, and they're saying, "Damn, we did pretty good." They're not really concerned. They're not worried about Everton on Monday. They're worried about shirt seller ton on Tuesday. They have a fest. They're probably going to do 50% off on the third kit and the away kit. So hopefully they storm and buy up all the stock that they made, because they made way too many Pedro Porro shirts, and they're probably trying to get rid of some of them. So. Sorry, that was a little bit of a rant, but I just don't think that they give a shit, honestly, the board, anyone like that. But big up Lisa, says Michael and Jacob. Big up, guys. Hello to all in the chat. Big up Mark Cousins. Big up, lads. Mark? Jacob, throw that figurine in the trash. Should we hit him with it?
Purgatory. He's just in purgatory.
Antonio.
Antonio.
There you go. Hopefully that triggers a couple people. Hit the like if you're triggered. Hit the like if you sang.
If you're not,
Antonio,
hit the like
one time for the one time. Yeah. Ben Kaufman, 0 days since Tottenham's life. Yeah, we are a Simpsons meme. We're a walking Simpsons meme.
The timer resets this morning for us.
Here you go. Hotspur's got a hug for you, Mike, so don't worry. Big up Rob. Says Conte had to go. I do agree with that. It was, what did they say, untenable at this point. I do agree. It was the same thing with Parashitty. It's untenable at a certain point. But yet, we put him on camera in front, and then they tried to release a statement and be like, oh, we didn't know when we released that. We didn't know. Y'all scheduled that tweet. That was a thought-out tweet that y'all scheduled at that specific time. So
they had a whole content meeting about it. Yeah, don't believe that they didn't.
Yeah, Mike, you know what that is. Mm-hmm. Give me that low-hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? Let me see that low-hanging fruit. Big up Step Up Spurs says big up guys. Big up some bloke says big up Mike and Jacob. Is that what we are doing? I don't know what that's referring to, but big up Rob.
I think so. I don't know.
Harry Winks coming back next season. To that I'll say shut the fuck up. No, he won't. I hope he never returns. His bags better be outside the fucking door whenever he walks up, because that man does not belong in a lily white kit. He belongs in the Sampdoria, whatever the fuck they wear. He can keep his ass out there as far as I'm concerned. The only news I need to hear from the club is that Linek have found a new buyer. Simple as that. Who's going to be the new buyer? I'm interested to know. Who's the new buyer? I would love to know. Big up my homies. Big up Leo Coys from Mile High Hotspur. Hope everyone is well. Hope you're doing well as well, brother. Stay G. Keep it real. And Cursor here with the like secure. Big up Cursor coming in with the secured like. That's a Chelsea fan right there, but he's a good lad nonetheless. I know
hate your club, but appreciate your support, man.
Yeah, hate your club, but appreciate your support. I've actually, Michael, admittedly, I've been in communication with a few fans from a few other channels and clubs, you could say. So I've infiltrated a few. They're trying to make me become Chelsea, and it's just funny to me. And they're just to me, what I find interesting is how many Chelsea fans, how many Spurs photos that they have saved in their phone. You know what I mean? As soon as I joined one group, I just got flooded with like 20 images, and I was, how do you have all these photos of my club? That's interesting. Sounds like you're a fan to me. Big up Cursor though, nonetheless.
Rent free.
Yeah, rent free. Enoch Works Team Football Club. Enoch Sporting World Football Club, maybe. I don't know.
Enoch Incorporated.
Enoch Playland. That kind of has a ring to it. Enoch Playland. Did somebody say newest Patreon member? Oh, do we have a new Patreon member? Oh, I don't got an email. Let me see. Ooh. Oh, we do got a newest
Oh,
we got Ben Kaufman of the coffee company joining the Lovers Lane, checking in.
Thank you.
Gonna have to,
thank you,
yeah,
Ben.
big up, Ben. Gonna have to,
Big up, big up.
I'm gonna change that as soon as I catch up on these comments. I will add it to the list. Big up yourself, Ben. Thank you for joining the Lovers Lane. You'll find yourself in good company there. You got CQ, Bobby K, Tom Martin.
Some love and company there.
William Bonner's in there. Yeah, only love in that tier. Honestly, it's only love. Again, for those who didn't know, Patreon said no clubs less than $3, and quite frankly, on this channel, we just don't give a fuck. So I said $1 because, quite frankly, Bobby K also convinced me as well. So Dyer is better, says Rob Ragnarsson.
Debatable.
Very debatable. Adrian Shroka, big up. Adrian Shroka says, good evening, Spurs diehards. You got to be diehard. The 21 of yous that are here, you got to be diehard at some, or showing some love. But big up every single one of you. Make sure you hit that like if you haven't already. Big up Jacob, Michael, and everyone in the chat. Says Bobby K.
Big up Bobby.
Of the Lover's Lane. Bader, big up everyone. Big up Bader. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone here is having a beautiful Friday. Not buying any more shirts until KANE signs. What if he doesn't sign? Will you ever buy a shirt again? I'm interested, but I do not think it's. I support you for your decisions. DHgate is a way of not supporting the club, but still supporting the club, I guess, in a way, because you're wearing the brand, but not really giving financial means to them. So DHgate is a good friend too. You can check them out if KANE doesn't sign. Bader, March, what a month for Spurs. Absolutely.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. We couldn't even, it's March 31st. We were squeaking out of here with still another Spurs official statement. So that's kind of where we're at. Love you guys. Tell it as it is. Big up Mary Dub. Mary Dub in the house says, love you guys. Tell it as it is. Hey, we try to. I can only tell my truth. That's all I can do. I think we should turn it to 0 hours since Tottenham last embarrassing moment. Hours, not days. You're right. We should measure in hours, because at this point we can barely make it 12. We can barely make it 12. Yeah, minute. If we want to boost the numbers, at least we could say minutes. Big up everyone in the chat though. Big up J Co. Says, wow, I can see you clearly now. Moving up, fellas. Big up J Co. And everyone else. I don't have a poodle. Don't know what that means, but big up, Rob.
Neither do I.
¿Cómo estás, amigo? Says Lisa. Let's see, what else? I think I'm about caught up. So looking forward to the rumored 3% price rise for my season ticket. Isn't that fun? Sorry, I heard my son crying. I wanted to mute my mic. And could you hear that?
Good. No.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nah, I was just laughing at something on my computer. That's all.
Well, it's probably Spurs related, if it was anything. So.
Yeah. But by the way, Adrian, it's bullshit, man. If they raise the season ticket prices again after this season, there's gonna be a riot, man. That's ridiculous, dude. Ridiculous. The success on the pitch does not equal the price that they pay for entry. Nowhere near, man. Nowhere near.
But aren't we one of the most expensive?
We are the most expensive.
The most in Europe, right? And then we're like the 8th richest club in Europe, and our on the pitch product. I don't know if I would say top 8 in the world. Would you?
No, definitely not. Top 100, maybe. Maybe.
I don't know, man. That's tough. Real quick. Also, Step Up Spurs, another member of the Lovers Lane. So, gonna go ahead and add both of y'all. Big up, Step Up Spurs. Appreciate you showing some support. Clicking that Patreon link. It is in the description of the video. I have put it in the chat at some point, so it's in the chat somewhere. But big ups. Let me make sure to add y'all to the banner before we keep going. But Mike, what are we thinking about pair of titties?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you want to get into the pair of titties?
I mean,
let's get it.
Some save it for first, some save it for last. But either way, you just gotta open that thing up. Yep.
I'll dive in. Look, man, it's just like I said earlier. I'm just more embarrassed than anything because they knew. They could have seen it coming. They should have seen it coming. They probably did see it coming, and they did nothing. The club did nothing. That's the most embarrassing part about it, is that the the controversy surrounding him came with the hire, right? Like we just knew about it, you know, that there was rumors that the board, Nedved, him, and another person were being investigated or going to be investigated for some funny business. So the appeal is going to be on what, April 19th, or it's going to be appealed by April 19th, whatever the correct vocabulary is around that. And now he's been put on a leave of absence, or he mutually agreed to go on a leave of absence. They announced today. So like I said, the third embarrassment of the week alone at this club. But for me, man, the most concerning part about this news for me, for the Fabio news, is what happens if we're 3 to 5 years later down the line, or maybe even sooner than that, next year or the year after, and news comes out, Tottenham being investigated for fraudulent transfer activity or acquisition, you know, like this, basically the same thing that Juventus have been investigated for in the past, and what he's getting, you know, in trouble for now. What happens if a year or two from now it comes out that he did some funny shit with, let's say, Romero or Kulusevski or Bentancur's transfers? Like, that's the most concerning part for me, man, is what are are there going to be further repercussions? Are we going to, is this just the beginning of the pain that is to come later down the line? You know what I mean? Like, is this going to bite us in the butt later down the line? That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about my club, man. I could care less about Fabio or whatever's going on around him. Get him out. You know how I feel. Get him out. I don't know why he's not out at this point. I think everyone right now is asking that same question across the Tottenham fan base. But what's going to happen to my club after this, man? Like, seriously, it's a serious concern for me. How are you feeling, man? What are your overall thoughts on this?
I'm wondering when this affects the season ticket price rise announcement. I know they're waiting probably to announce that we signed some manager or something. And I know Dangelsman, whatever his name is, he left. He said no. Tuchel likely said, ha ha ha, no, and then waited for Bayern to open up. This is the thing with Tottenham. It doesn't matter to me who you bring in. Tuchel, Dangelsman, Ted Lasso, it doesn't really matter at this point. They're not going to get anything out of this club that anyone couldn't otherwise. We've seen two serial winners, I would argue, in their prime still, come through these doors. Their football be unsuccessful here over time. It was great at first, right? With both of them. It was great at first. We were enjoying it. We had some hope. I definitely had some hope. Summer business was average, mediocre at best. And then what do we see? Just shit. The players then turning on the managers, not even trying. How many times was Conte shouting on the sidelines and getting blue in the face, screaming at these players to do something, and they just don't do nothing? That's the part to me. It's like these players are costing everybody, and to me, it's absolutely atrocious. And there's a face that honestly, he's here a lot. He's been here a lot, and he's seen a lot of these managers. And I would blame he's part of the problem. Here
you guys never win anything, right? No. Right? Yeah. And you guys never win anything, right? No.
Yeah. Fuck you, Eric Dyer. Fuck you, Eric Dyer. That's forever. I can't wait for you to leave my club. Get the hell out of here, because honestly, that's atrocious behavior. And that was at the beginning of this season. Just laughing. Just, ha, 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 no, we never win anything. Bitch, we could have competed for 4 different competitions. I mean, you could argue our squad and everything else was not good enough, etc. But I don't give a shit. You tell me at the beginning of the season, I see it as, well, Kuva even jokes about it. The quad is on as soon as the season starts. And that's the reality of it, because in football, anything can literally happen. But the fact that a dude, a veteran of Tottenham Hotspur, is standing on the streets talking to Dave the Predator Portnoy and laughing about the lack of winning and success at this club that he fucking plays for, that shit pisses me off, man. We need to get him the fuck out now. Rip his contract up just like Doherty. This man needs to be gone. Go hang out with Doherty at the fucking golf club, and maybe KANE will join you in the summer. Maybe the summer after that when he leaves us for free. I don't know. But to me, Eric Dyer, he's everything that is wrong with this club. He is the reason why we are, part of the reason anyway. I'm not going to say all the reason, but the management, I mean, look at the prime dog. Fucking Danny Rose didn't like what he heard from Jose Mourinho. He goes, I'm going to go upstairs and talk to Daddy Daniel. Daddy Daniel, Jose's mean to me. He go complain. No other fucking place in the world does that operate like that. And to me, that just speaks on the clear misrunning of this club for years and years. It's just been constantly misused. And it really pisses me off. David Clark, big up David Clark, as well as Levy getting a pay raise of $500,000. The Spurs board as a whole got a pay raise of $3 million. So that's lovely. Everyone's getting fucking paid. Everyone is getting paid. Were either of you a Spurs fan when Ginola was playing? That was like
Negative,
what, 98? Yeah, I was like 8. I was 7 years old.
I was born that
You
year.
were 98?
98. Yeah, I was born in 98, so
I was 7 years old. So I was just playing the sport, but not really following anyone specifically. So most expensive football season ticket in the world, says Ben Kaufman. Adrian Stroka, guys, they have already raised prices for some of the tickets in the stadium. Their reason is inflation. I mean, the cost of eggs in America has gone up, so I wouldn't be surprised inflation affecting everybody. But, I mean, come on. If you're going to raise the price of anything, I think the quality needs to be raised as well. Raised. Raisins?
raisins. Ooh.
Raisins? You got to raisin the shit. You
Sounds
know what
good.
I mean? Adrian Stroke, I'd be pissed if I was you, though. But I think there's about 100,000 more people waiting to get season tickets right behind you. So, hoping for the best versus Everton, but I'm not holding my breath. Also, I did want to say, real quick, do partake in the poll. Right now, 51% saying Laughing Stock FC, time for change.
I voted for that one.
You voted for that one. That's a good
Yeah.
choice. Because the question is, when you look at Spurs, what do you see? Shambles FC, broken hearts and hugs needed, or Levy's dirty undies and trash. We got a couple votes there, and a couple votes for fans freaking out for no reason FC.
Just looking at the results of these polls.
I love it.
I'm also looking for a
Laughing
new
Stock
club.
FC's in the yeah.
Nah,
looking
I'm just
for
joking. Whatever.
looking for a sugar daddy. To be honest, who's gonna come in here
A
with
sugar
$6
daddy
bill?
for the moment.
Yeah, we need a sugar daddy to come in, buy the
Buy
club
this
for
club.
$6 bill, and then drop another $6 bill, just building this team, this academy, the coaching, everything, and build a ethos, hire a board room of director of football. A director of football made up of 15 members who are looked at and scrutinized and elected every season. You know what I mean? So it's a constant thing. You can't just sit there in the chair and collect your check. I mean, the board's got to be shaken up. I'll break that fucking table in their boardroom meeting. That table that they got in the middle of that room, I'll walk in there with an axe. I'll bust it open. I don't give a shit. Someone need to do something because this is getting to a point. It is, like, I think, Shambles FC, broken hearts, and I need a hug. That's what I would have answered if I could partake in the poll. For me, Michael. Mile High Hotspur says, much love to all the patrons.
Much love, always.
Bobby K says, Michael, don't worry. One thing I'll give Levy credit for is that his astute business, or he is a astute businessman, and I doubt anything dodgy got by him. That being said, I can see them to use that to justify why they run the club the way they do. This is what I told you, Michael, that I really think that this is going to be a good excuse for Levy to say, well, this is why we couldn't be active in our managerial search. Who's going to help me hire the manager? When we know damn well it's going to be Levy who hires the manager anyway.
Yeah.
So he's going to use this as an excuse for the manager thing. He's going to use that as an excuse for why we were not that active in the transfer market. Oh, we couldn't spend money because of the stadium. We couldn't spend money because of the pandemic. We couldn't spend money because, well, pull it out the hat, man. Pull something out the hat, and he'll use that as an excuse. And to me, that's the problem here. Just so fed up. Just due to his interview, I've once again broken up with Eric Dyer. Says, step up Spurs. I hate Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer deserves this. Exactly. Get Eric Dyer out of my club. J-Co, tax evading owner, criminal something manager.
Director.
Look at it this way. It will be hard to get any worse from here.
That's true. I don't
That's
know
a
if
good
it can
point,
get
Jay.
any worse unless Daniel Levy gets arrested.
Well, we
but
don't
then
have
that
a-
wouldn't be worse. That would get better. So
I
yes,
feel like that will be
that's
better
true.
with no one doing his job because no one at this point could do it better. I also think that there was a point I wanted to bring up. It could be hard to get worse from here because we technically don't have a manager. I guess if Stellini and Mason weren't here and we were saying, I guess, who would be next, or if it was just Mason, maybe we would still be a little more, I don't know. That's a good question to ask. How would you feel, Michael? If it was not Stellini, just Mason, would you feel better or
No,
worse or not?
I would feel
the
worse.
same?
I would feel worse. I'm not. So just in case anyone doesn't know, I'm sure everyone does. Obviously, Stellini was made caretaker manager for the rest of the season, along with Ryan Mason, and basically the rest of the coaching staff besides Antonio Conte's brother. You know me, man. I fuck with Stellini ball. I think it's good. I think it's better than what Conte ball was this season. He's a little bit more flexible with his adjustments in his formation and tactics. You know, he's a little bit, more willing and less rigid than Antonio Conte, if you will. So I think it'll only benefit the players, man, because there were so many times this season where if we would have just switched for like a 3-5-2 or maybe like a 4-4-2, just different styles of play that I think could have benefited exposing different sides that we had played this season. It would have been nice to see, but now it's that possibility it can be a reality. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for Stellini ball. What about you?
No, I just don't care. I think that maybe this will make the burning or the falling down the stairs
You'd rather
bit
just
easier.
have Mason, that's it?
I feel like it would help us lead to the downfall quicker. Because I think this is a sinking ship, and the fact that Stellini is around is just another pair of hands to help bucket, get some of the water out the sinking ship, in my opinion. And Rob Ragnarsson, this is about Eric Dyer. No, he shouldn't have punched him. I'm not saying resort to violence. I'm saying maybe have some balls and some pride in what you do and say, you're right, we haven't up till now, okay? But I'm going to try really hard to do something different this season. Maybe we'll get a League Cup. Or look at it from not fucking get in on the joke that's laughing at the club that pays for the lights in your house to be on. To me, that's disrespectful. David Clark says, look, I don't rate Dyer, but please don't tell me that's not funny. It wasn't funny. It was fucking stupid. And it showed Eric Dyer has zero balls. He's out here at a Miley Cyrus concert with Dave the Predator Portnoy. He's like, oh, Miley Cyrus is here talking to me. Whatever she says is funny. No, it wasn't funny, David Clark. You need to get a life if you think people have to be serious 24 hours a day. It was hilarious. Cool. I'm glad you thought it was funny. You're from Leicester. You're a Leicester fan. Of course you thought it was funny. So what are you talking about? People have to be serious. I didn't say that. But if someone is interviewing you and I play for Tottenham Hotspur and you're fucking laughing at my history, at my club's history, at the fact that I haven't helped get my team over the line or done my part throughout the season to help my team be in a successful position, to me, that's egg on his fucking face. He looks stupid. He makes us look stupid. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he has to be serious 24 hours a day. He can be serious as long or as little as he wants to, but when you go on camera and you're representing something bigger than yourself, you need to make yourself at least not look like a total fucking idiot. And that's my opinion. And that's all I gotta say about that, quite frankly. David Clark, so take that how you want it. Ben Kaufman says the only good thing about Everton game on Monday is I'm going to get, I think that's some kind of food with Brian Daigle. So that sounds fun.
There you go. Sounds
fun, Ben Kaufman. I'm 68. I should be an old fart, but I can see the funny side of that Dyer skit. Perhaps it's my English sense of humor. Maybe it is. Anyone tell me, anyone in England, y'all fucking get pissed off when you see Eric Dyer represent your club like that? Y'all think it's funny? I mean, then y'all need to be looked at, in my opinion. That's the ethos of the fucking club. We can just sit there and laugh at ourselves, the fact that we're fucking losers. To me, that's a joke. I would never laugh at myself for being a loser. Tony the Tiger, big up Tony, says, could I really vote any other way? Jacob, big up you guys. Big up Tony Tiger. I think Tony Tiger's a Chelsea fan.
Tony Tiger.
Phil Coys, what's up, Phil? Big up, lads. 10-0 Spurs Monday, no problem. Who you got scoring all them goals, Phil? That's a whole lot of goals. There's something else that you brought up, Michael, that might be interesting. Maybe Danjuma. We might see some more Danjuma because maybe Richarlison's injured and. Or is it going to be Lucas Moura? It's not like he's going to
stay anyways, so there's no point. But
yeah, big up Paul G. Evening lads, long time. Big up Luca. Says all right, everyone. Big up. More on Mason will lose all 10. Says Mary Dub. I guess if he was by himself, so maybe Stellini will help us at least get 5. I don't know. Hope you're well, Bobby. Says Paul G. Hello. We just got blessed. Hold on. Before we go on any further, big up Paul G. Good to see you here. It's been a while, Paul. Hope you're doing well, keeping well. Someone who's not such a stranger to the channel has appeared. A wild Kuva from the wilderness has appeared, and he has blessed us with his presence. How are you doing, Kuv?
To be honest, I've got a really bad headache, but since you put an invite out for me, I thought, it'd be rude not to say something, wouldn't it? So,
yeah, I mean, I did text you and I said, here's the obligatory invite, because at this point, I just have to always extend the invite to you because, Kuva, you are such a welcome guest on this channel. So
thank you. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I've always had a soft spot for this channel. I like the vibe. I like the sort of positivity, but still
hopefully that soft spot could get a little hard from time to time. That's what I'm hoping for. We're trying to bring a little bit of spice, a little bit.
That's we're after the stream, mate.
Oh, you're right. You're right. We do spend another 2 hours in the back room, talking and such. What do you think? You're from England. I'm gonna ask you off the top. It's still all fresh on my head. When I play that Eric Dyer clip, do you think it's funny that he's laughing at Tottenham, or do you think that it's appalling and it should be he should be slapped with a glove?
There's an old quote from, I've forgotten from which manager it is from a long time ago. I think it might have been Joe Fagan or someone like that, ex-Liverpool manager. And the phrase was, "Football isn't a matter of life or death. It's far more important than that." Now, that's the kind of attitude I want to see from my players, from the team I support. What Dyer did is not that. It's making light of everything. It just doesn't matter. It's typical. It sums up the culture and the attitude of the team for me. That's the sort of thing when said to you, you should be either looking ashamed or damn angry about. No such thing with him. Just a nice, easy lifestyle. He gets paid 100 grand a week. Doesn't really have to do a lot. He can even get dropped if he's not playing very well, can't he? Still taking home that check. It's ridiculous. Half of these players, I really feel like I'll throw them out of the club and go with the youth team. There's more passion and grit in that. Sure, we're going to be struggling to get league placings, but at the end of the day, you want to see that kind of commitment from your team, don't you? At all times, any sport, that's what it's all about. Fans put their heart and soul into it. It matters. To some of the players, it just doesn't seem to, does it? And Dyer sums it up for me.
That's what I'm saying. There's 100,000 people who'd love to be in his shoes, working every day at Tottenham Hotspur Lane, whatever the fuck that street is called, and sweating it out, taking a shit in that building, working for that club. You know what I'm saying? And then go out there on pitch day. And then you know what? When you're out in the town having pizza and beers with your boys, you know what? Someone talk a little sideways to me like that, I don't condone violence, but I'm just saying I wouldn't laugh along at the fact that, how long has he been here? He's been here fucking 10 years. How many finals, semifinals, quarterfinals, round of 16s has he been a part of that we have not gotten across the line? And that's all I'm saying. How many managers he bitch and moan out the door too? So at this point, to me, it maybe is becoming a moot point, but I just think that it's fucking atrocious. I think it's piss poor behavior. I would never want if I was a company, I would never want my employees to go around laughing about the fact that my company's unsuccessful. Why the fuck are you hired here? Why would I employ you to be like a marketing item for me and an asset in the club, if you can call him a fucking asset on the pitch? That's what doesn't make sense to me. Maybe it's because I was born in the American capitalism thumb that I have this way of thought, but any company I've ever been employed with, I've never gone around, especially not on fucking camera, and laughed at my company's inability to perform at any level. That's just, take some pride in what you do. Take some pride in what you do.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's somebody's just corrected me in the chat. It was Bill. Where is it? Bill Shankly. That was the Liverpool manager that said about football's more important than life or death. Shankly. He's a legendary manager. He's like one of the greatest periods, most successful periods in Liverpool's history before the current one. It's kind of where they made their fame amongst the first division and old first division in England.
It was Uncle Rod's. Uncle Rod's, yeah. That was Bill Shankly.
Yeah.
Big up Anfield.
I was just thinking, here's the comparison. Eric Dyer's reaction to that. Imagine if that was said to someone like Roy Keane, or it's said to Vincent Kompany. They'd been on a losing streak or something. Somebody's getting sparked out at that point, or they're getting pinned up against the wall, and you what? It's a shocking mentality for me. like you said, you would expect players to be fans at heart. It matters. It should matter. You're getting paid that much and you don't even put in the effort, or it doesn't matter. It's a disgrace for me. So I think the more he's slammed, I'm quite happy to. I'm quite happy to join in with it. It's not like he said it and he was caught off guard in an off-screen moment, was it? He was being interviewed, so he knows people are going to see it. So yeah, that just pisses me off as well. And again, it always gets defended. Oh yeah, so it's just a bit of banter. Yeah, you banter with people when you're winning. You don't join in with it when you lose, and that's the kind of desperation we've got to now. Yep. Well, I suppose perhaps that is the way. I mean, the way our club is. Let's just laugh at it all. Players can laugh it all off, and we can laugh at them as we sink down the table and carry on being Spursy and the sort of object of ridicule by all the other teams.
Yeah, and you're part of the thing that can fucking change that narrative. You were part of the very mechanism that could say and shut those people up. Oh, Spurs ain't had a trophy in X amount of years, obviously since 2008. And that's just the League Cup. And some people call it the Mickey Mouse Cup. So if we go back to some respectable, is the FA Cup even respectable? I mean, we're going back to the European trophy that we won. Is that, how far does it go back? But you know who's been a part of it? A lot of players. And you know whose name is on that fucking list? Eric Dyer. So if anything, that guy's fucking laughing at Eric Dyer's face about the lack of his ability to do anything with this club, the lack of the people. Be an inspiration. Be someone that the fucking the team around you can turn to and say, you know what, he's leading by example. I can get behind this guy. What did George Washington do in the fucking wars, that whatever that war was called, you know? What did he fucking do? He rallied the troops and he fucking led them. He led the motherfuckers and they won.
Careful, Jacob. The England viewers might get triggered.
Make of it what you will, but he won that. If you put a scoreboard tally on that, George Washington won. And then he became the first president. Eric Dyer, the fact he's worn the captain's armband before, and then he goes in fucking public in the street, oh, I just had pizza with Dave Portnoy from Barstool Fuckboy. And then guess what? He's laughing about Spurs. You look like a little bitch, Eric Dyer, and I'll send you my address. We could box, bro. I don't give a fuck. You're a professional athlete. I'll put my fucking hands on you. Damn, it pisses me off. How do I care more about this fucking badge? How do I care more than the person who gets paid by the damn club? How do I care more? That's what pisses me off. Question from Maha Hotspur.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to defuse. I'm getting pissed. Fucking Eric Dyer pisses me off. Him and Winks, 2v1. I don't give a fuck.
2v1.
God. 2v1. Take both y'all dumbasses crying. Oh, no one called me. Oh, no one checked to make sure my microwave. Oh, my mac and cheese wasn't warm and they didn't care. Fucking pussies, bro. This whole club built on a mountain of fucking pussies.
I really wish Winks talked like that. I'd have more respect for him.
No, they didn't check for my fucking mac and cheese.
Jacob, I think that brings us to our next point and what we wanted to talk about next, which was the overall attitude of the mentality of the players in terms of the same quotes coming out over and over again with the end of the manager's tenure, over and over again, the same quotes. Before we get into that, though, we want to bring in the one, the only.
You smell that?
It smells like coffee.
Do you smell what the cough is brewing? What's cracking, Ben?
What up? What up? Nothing much. We've had a decent evening, and now we have to ruin it by talking about that prat Eric Dyer.
See, that you were here, and I was like, you know what? Just the person to help me fucking steer this boat this way, because I'm heading down to dark, fiery, fucking, what are those little whirlpools where it's just gonna suck us in? And that man makes me so mad. This is a fun comment though. Dyer's only thought was for his life. Yeah, he was trying to get that free lunch on Dave Portnoy. Excuse me, Dave the Predator Portnoy. But how's everyone doing?
Doing all right.
Another side note of not Tottenham. Wait, I'm not supposed to say anything about the little intro you sent to that group, so I'm not gonna say that. I almost said something. Kuva, I think you know what I'm talking about. The intro he sent
is
a nice little thing. But big up Ben Kaufman from.
Surprise for Kuva and the KANE tomorrow night, 10:45.
Oh, that's right. At 3 Spurs Boys. That is correct. Every other Saturday, alternating with Bob Spurs TV. Look, Liverpool. Big shout out to Anfield Uncle Rod's new friend of mine. Says Spurs need players that fight for the badge of the club. And if this is a Liverpool person saying this, I might not be too far off of my assessment on the mentality of these. Israel.
I think, to be fair, being a Liverpool fan, if he's old enough, he'll remember a few years back they used to have this culture. It was called like the Spice Boy club, and they had Jamie Redknapp and McManaman and players like that, and they were doing the same sort of thing. All these big name players that really weren't putting the effort in, and they were underachieving massively. So it happens at all clubs. It's a case of you've got to break that culture, and the only person that can really do that is from the top.
Yeah.
The old trickle-down theory from my boy Ronald. He's actually not my boy. I fucking hate Ronald Reagan, but from America's star boy Ronald Reagan. He's the trickle-down theory in economics. It's the same thing in this. When it comes down to a corporation, which is what we are when you look at it. When you take a step back, we are a corporation. And I think when you have just bad at the top, incompetence at the top, it's no wonder, well, Steve Hitchens doing a shitty job. Or
I wouldn't call it incompetence. What I would call it, I'd call it the owner thinking he's one of the boys. The owner is so desperate to be to be the changing room. That's the reason you get something like the interview with Danny Rose when he's having the argument with Jose Mourinho. Instead of saying, okay, I don't agree with what you're saying, blah, 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 but I'll try and do what you do, because that's how you speak to someone who is your line manager. What Danny Rose then said to him, I'm just going to go and speak with Daniel. That is not how a billion-dollar business works. You don't go to the owner directly. You don't undermine your line manager. If any of the coffee businesses, any of my baristas that I've trained goes directly to the person above me, I'm pissed. You go to me, I'm your supervisor, then I speak to them. That's the way it works. It's bureaucracy. You go to your line manager, he goes to his line manager, he goes to his line manager. That's the way it works. You don't undermine him.
Hey, yo, David Clark, you don't have to come here calling fans stupid for my opinion. Bro, you're the one fucking tuning in. The door is just the same way you came. I don't really give a shit. You come here and you talking like that. Bro, you find that clip funny. It's just a difference of opinion. But calling fans stupid, i.e. me, you're trying to say this is me. I don't really give a fuck what your opinion is, my guy. So you can get the fuck out. I don't really care. But there's a link for 3 Spurs Boys if you do want to go check out the beautiful show that they got coming tomorrow on Saturday. Go check out the 3 Spurs Boys. Kindly let the door the fuck you on the way out. That shit pisses me off. How you gonna come in here say I'm stupid for slacking off wings? He was on part of these fucking losing teams. Yeah. If you didn't know, David Clark, since you've been a fan since before I was born, you should know that he's been a part of all the shitty clubs, of all the shitty 11s that we've put out. It doesn't matter what manager, he's just like Dyer. Only difference is he's out on loan crying in Sampdoria. Is fucking Italy's the one breathing his tears right now. Okay, we just get Dyer for now. At some point, he might just get loaned out because we can't fucking ship him off anywhere else. Defending fucking loser players, David Clark, and you come here and call me stupid. Shut the fuck up. Sorry, Ben. What were you saying?
Lost my train of. But another point, if you had said anything like that to someone like Graham Roberts or Graham Souness or Roy Keane or Billy Bremner or Rio Ferdinand even, or Nemanja Vidic, or Robbie Keane or Edgar Davids, they would have levered you. You would probably be in the nearest hospital. That's a winning mentality. Like this is a leader at our football club, by the way. This is someone the owner talks to and thinks he's a good player. This is someone the owner talks to like he's a buddy of him. This is why the football club is in such a shit position. This is why we're in such a crap place, because Levy confides in these people. He talks with these people.
Yeah, he probably loves rubbing elbows with the star. Yeah. Oh, this guy wears a top. He feels like he's one of the guys, like you said, Ben. that's the part that is the problem. I mean, when you said that he thinks he's one of the guys, it made me think of there was like this wrestling program here, and it led to a devastating end. Foxcatcher. I'm trying to think of the guy's name, but there's like a documentary about it. There's movies about it with Steve Carell and what's that guy's name?
Love Steve Carell.
Yeah, I love Steve Carell. It's like one of his first serious roles after The Office. But it's basically about this guy who does all the funding and all the fronting of, like, he builds this little community for wrestlers from the USA to compete worldwide and put USA wrestling on the map. And he was pivotal in a lot of that. But part of it was like, oh, he's definitely very, very hands-on. And the direction it led was completely different than where we're at. But the problem is still the same. When you have someone who's the main writer of the check buddying up with every, I mean, I think I heard someone the other day.
That's actually a real thing at the moment. If anyone actually watches professional wrestling at the moment, there is a company called AEW, and that is toxic at the moment because they're all buddies. All the people that run that company, and you've got Tony Khan. I think Tony Khan is a really decent businessman. And the problem is he's built a wrestling company, which was his dream because he grew up watching wrestling as a kid, like Attitude Era, 80s and Attitude Era. And he's trying to build that, but he's mates with all his workers, and it's toxic. It's like Tottenham. Every single day there's a new bit of drama.
But I mean, think about it. Anyone who's been a manager at any level, Michael, I think you could speak on this too. If you've been a manager at any level, like, there's only so much buddiness you can do with your subordinates, for lack of a better word. There's no... Because if you're their friend, then they're going to, either take advantage of you or use that, to, I'm buddy with the boss. Oh, I'm running 15 minutes late, bro. Just forgive me. It's little shit like that. Then after a year of doing that, if you're just, a doormat essentially, but you're the manager, then it's like, okay, I've had 5 of y'all come to my office and say that training with Conte is too rigid. He wants too much out of you guys. Let's see what we got to do here, And the same thing with Jose. Danny didn't like what he heard. But, I mean, you could argue Danny Rose, he didn't stay around for much longer. We sent his ass to Wofford. I mean, he still played he would come up to the academy training, and stuff like that. But
he spoke the truth. He spoke truths.
Whenever he's gone on TV and spoke about us, he's definitely spoken a lot of truths, honestly.
Well, at the moment, he'd probably get in the team.
He would.
I love Danny Rose. I will always have a soft spot for Danny Rose and Kyle Walker.
He's working with the youth setup, isn't he? Put him in. You've got no other left back. Stick him in. He can do a job. Who's going to be playing left back tomorrow? It's going to have to be a youth player, isn't it? Who can?
No, Perisic is fit. Perisic is fit.
Is he fit?
Allegedly. Yeah. That's what Stellini said today. Stellini said that today, right? That
injury after walking off the other day.
If it's not him, then fucking fine now, man.
Davis injured as well, right?
Longley, maybe.
Longley. Oh, my God.
Yeah, Davis is injured. He's going to be out for the next few games.
I'm so fed up with Clement Longley.
I was talking...
Imagine.
Go ahead, man.
Left wing back. Longley experience.
Yeah.
It's probably almost as bad as the left wing back experience.
When Longley came into the club, every single person was like raving, oh, look at his stats. He's one of the best passing accuracy stats in Europe. He's good at this, he's good at that. You look at his long passing, he's like, oh, he's much better than players like Pau Torres and Bastoni or yada, yada, yada. Stats-wise, he's Eric Dyer with a French accent. He cannot defend.
If you look at the photo that I used for the thumbnail of this video, look how happy he was to be here and wearing our third kit. He's like,
yeah.
And then Jake,
he looks like he's being held hostage.
How many times people were literally getting mad that people were upset at the Longley signing, saying that he was a second, third option, not what we needed, not at the level that we required. And there were people getting genuinely mad, huh, Jacob? Like, genuinely mad and, like, very aggressive opinions how good he was before he went to Barcelona.
Yeah. How long ago was that? 6 years ago?
Seems like when we signed him, it was 6 years ago from now, man.
Ravi's coming in with a serious question. Why would the owners board leave if it's making them good money? I agree.
They haven't left.
That's why they're still there. That's why they're going to still be there. The plan is coming to fruition for them. They look at this in their board meetings and say, "Look at this. Look at this. It's whatever this number is. It's gone up. Whatever this is, exactly. Look at the prime dog. He loved having the homegrown.
Another successful year.
Yeah, he had homegrown in his office in the prime dog being like, I know it's a pandemic, but we still made like 193 mil on this and that. And he's like, yes, very good.
Really good way of speaking to the fans, isn't it? Or like the financial reports.
Then he turns around and the next interview, we're here for attacking football.
I love a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. Oh, yeah. That's
look at that. Look at that Excel sheet.
Silver trophy things. Forget those things you lift up and you tell your children and your grandchildren. Excel spreadsheet. Oh, yeah. Put an if statement.
You know, if you shine up your desktop monitor, if you shine it up real nice, it might just be a little shiny like a trophy. So, Dupont is the name. Mary Dub, thank you. It is the Dupont. Some dude Dupont, the Dupont family, they funded that. Creepy man. Evening all. Woo! Woo! You're not gonna give him a woo, Kuva? I was watching you. I was like, when's Kuva?
Seriously, I've got a really bad headache.
All right, we'll keep the woos. We'll keep
the volume from the stream, but if I start wooing, that's it.
Fair enough.
He's wooing in his mind, Jacob. He's wooing in his mind. That's all that matters.
Question from as long as you wooed in your mind, that's correct. Anfield Uncle Rod says, who do you guys want as your next manager?
Nagelsmann.
Nagelsmann from Mike. Ben, we'll go around the horn here.
I want David Pleat as our next manager.
I knew you were going to say, I don't know who that is, and the only thing I could find on him is that he picked up some hookers. That's the only thing I could find. That's the only articles I could find, and so I don't really know much about him.
Tottenham Hotspur. He's done it 3 times.
That's we'll get him in. Fuck it. What's the fourth? I mean, what do we got to lose? And why not? Apparently, he's good at picking things up. So maybe he can pick this club up, put it in the back seat of his car, and make sweet love to it.
And Christian Gross is the technical director. Bring them all back. The Grease use them.
Yeah, bring them back. They'll smoke in the office and everything.
Yeah, just stink the place out in every way imaginable.
Yeah.
Who do you want, Kuva, as our next manager?
Ryan Mason all the way.
Ryan Mason. See, I knew.
Burn it down.
The last 2 years, I knew that was what you were going to say, David Pleat and Mason, because honestly, when the Conte thing at the Southampton, when we were doing the 8 days of limbo, you know, that dance we were doing, when we were doing that, I was really like, you know what, Ryan Mason, he'll help this plane lead to as many quick deaths as possible. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just ready for it to let's just wake up in the next life. Now I'm a chameleon and we're doing great. And, you know, like, that's where I'm at. So Ryan Mason
To be fair, I said it before and Bob Spur was saying it because it's like that train wreck expected to happen. But if you look what he did when he was caretaker manager last time, he was okay. We won 4 of 6 league games. The thing is that makes it seem so bad is that cup final because we're getting that. We're anticipating this is a chance to win a trophy again. Because he was there taking charge of that. Yeah, he's not the finished article. He knows that. He admits it. He's still learning his trade. But he was okay. It wasn't this absolute falling off a cliff that people think is going to happen again. And I think with him Stellini to the end of the season, we're going to see much the same as what we have been seeing. We'll keep Pitt grinding away, picking up points. Yeah,
like a nice soft landing for this, rather than a horrible destructive.
Yeah, there's no pressure on him as well. I mean, nobody expects him to perform miracles, and Stellini's there with all that experience to go alongside him. They'll be fine.
Here we go. Let's frame this comment real quick.
Big up, Jaco.
Jaco, official supporter of the pod, longtime supporter of the channel. Says, this is why United Spurs of America is my favorite Spurs channel. I just like that. That's very nice of you, and that warms my gillies. Sorry, Kuva, go ahead.
No problem. I was thinking, we're only talking sort of 10 games to the end of the season now anyway, aren't we? It was going to be a very hard slog out between ourselves, Liverpool, Newcastle. It was
maybe Brighton.
Maybe
Brighton are there.
You'd imagine not Brighton, but they keep plugging away, don't they? That would be.
They're like sneaky.
If we don't do it,
sneakily there.
Yeah, it would be funny if they kept going and sneaked on fourth.
It's just because of those games in hand is what makes them so. I don't want to say like threatening because they're not really threatening, but it's like they'll sneak up on you. You know what I mean? Like it's 3 games in hand. You never know what can happen.
You do have to win them though, and that's the tricky part.
That's true.
So it's always the same. If you just need a point to win something, that's a tricky point.
I'd really enjoy it if Brighton got top 4, because it would be the proof. If you run your football club properly and you build your football club around good recruitment and employing the right people who know what they're doing, and you don't have a cantankerous fool who wants to micromanage every single facet of the football club, from the fluorescent lighting to how much pickles go on the burger to what colour is the floor. If you have a football club where everyone knows what they're doing, everyone is doing their job properly, and you got the right people choosing the right people to run the football side of things, that is what success is. Where we've got an owner who delays our football stadium for 6 months because he didn't like the colour of the fluorescent lighting in the car park. Like, that gives a fucking shit what happens on the fucking football field. Fuck off.
It's funny because he reminds me so much of Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys here in America. There's just, I know he's not like the owner, but he operates just the way that they operate is so similar, so funny, because so many times when I was working for them that it was like little things like that would impede major processes, but that was like everything's got, I mean, some people are perfections like that, and to a degree I would credit him with that maybe, but just let someone else do the football fucking decisions, man. Hey, have fun picking the fucking shade of fluorescent lights. I don't give a good golly fuck if that's what you do all day. You're going through different shades of paint on the wall. I don't care. The football people don't care about that shit either.
This is why I'm saying Mason, though, for manager, because unless the rest of it changes with the new manager coming in, it really doesn't matter. You might as well go cheap and get Ryan in. If we're going for a Nagelsmann or someone like that, or any of the other big names being mentioned that are like young up-and-coming managers, we need to change with that. The director of football clearly has to be changed if we're going to use one at all. And you have to get all the backroom staff in, everybody pulling in the same direction, geared towards what this manager is all about, which will be developing a system of play that's different to what we're currently doing. Yeah. And you're not going to do that if you just keep all the old faces in there doing the same thing over and over again. It's my big worry is we'll do just what we always do. There'll be big hype over the summer about new manager coming in. We'll leave it really late again, I'm guessing, because it saves money, doesn't it? Don't have to pay the wages over the summer. And then transfers again. It'll be the big PR machine going to work. Look at what we got coming in. Then you'll get a few disappointing signings there holding up the shirt, and it's all been glossed over. Suddenly, Conte's distant memory, and the club carries on doing exactly what it always does.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the disconnect between the academy and the first team, and don't forget about the fact that the women's team also don't have a head coach either right now, and that they've been fucking dog shit this year also.
Are we going to break that record too?
The club is just in shambles, like right now. Like seriously, guys, like Levy has really shit the bed this time. It's bad. Bad.
Very bad. I do want to say, side note, anyone with questions, if I skip them in the chat, I did star them, and we'll come back to them with some time. We are here on an hour 4 minutes now, so please do hit that like if you haven't already, and do partake in the poll. I see 44 votes in the poll and only 31 likes. By my math, that's 13 hating ass motherfuckers this week. So the hating ass motherfuckers going up, the subs going up, the likes are going up. It just seems like everything looking good. So big shout out to the 13 of yous if you're watching this, but big shout out to the 32 now. So someone else that hit that like. So hit that like if you haven't already. It does help the channel immensely.
And hit that subscribe as well.
It is free. It's free, so there's really no excuse on that front. But big ups everyone in the chat. Again, if you do have questions, I will star them and we'll ask them before we end off here. But before we go on any further, there is a 5th member that's going to join this little party tonight.
Whoa.
And I slightly teased his name earlier, so if you were watching the show earlier, you might have a little dingle of a clue as to the next guy we're bringing on. A little dingle dangle of a clue. Without further ado, I'm just going to bring him on. I think that was enough suspense. We have Patty Hartnett. Come on now.
Hey.
Can we get a what's up, Patty, in the chat?
How are you?
How you
Doing
doing?
good, man. How are you? This is the first time me and you have been on a stream, so pleasure to meet you virtually, man. Thank you for coming on today.
Different background to last time. Your background changes every week. Last week you were in the torture chamber of doom. Waiting
Do you know where I am now, Ben? Right? Because we've changed our system at work. So I had an office and I had to change the office. So I'm actually underneath my stairs at the moment. So I had to completely gut it out.
Okay. Harry Potter vibes.
I was about to say, a
love
little
it.
Harry Potter.
Yeah. Dude, that literally looks just like it. That's sick.
So I put up I have a lot more Spurs kind of signed stuff to put up, but you can't see it here. This is from the team in 2001, and it's signed by the whole squad, right? But there's a big blob of sellotape here.
So, what do you think about Eric Dyer laughing at the fact that that team right there is unsuccessful? What do you think about?
Embarrassing. I hated it when I saw it. The first thing I wanted to do when I saw it, I just wanted to give him a slap into the jaw.
Yeah, have some pride.
To me, what that showed, and I heard you saying it earlier on, if somebody said that to Roy Keane, he'd flip. Yeah. He would straight away. Any person with a winning mindset, right? If that was said to them, Portney or whoever you pronounce that dope's name. I don't like him anyway. I can't.
I hate him too.
If you have more than one article accusing you of bad things with women, I can't really be a fan of you or your work.
I don't even know about that. I just don't like him. Full stop.
He's just a douche.
Yeah.
I
just don't like him.
I don't like him either.
So, but that to me, Dyer's reaction shows the club's mindset as a whole. Just laugh. That's the only way I can describe it. Yeah. Just laugh it off. It's fine. We can pay the highest season tickets. We can pay for everything else.
UCL. We made UCL. So
yeah. Champions League.
Give me that 500,000. Give me that 500,000 raise.
Yeah.
We made Champions League. I was so successful last season.
I wonder what I'm going to get for my 6% increase next year.
Is that definitely kicking in, Ben? Is it?
I've heard 6% is what their season tickets are going to be raising from.
That's actually
to
insane.
see Europa League / Conference League quality football. Christ. That'll be lovely for you guys.
Without even we might not even qualify.
Everyone.
And I think paying $5 a month for Peacock is too much to watch this fucking club. Embarrassing.
This is your chance for viewer. What's it called? Viewer engagement. Do you think Tottenham are A, going to give you a free beer? B, a free burger once in a while. C, a free program. Or D, fucking nothing.
Fuck all. No, D, fuck all.
Please let us know what the Tottenham Hotspur Football Club are going to be given for 6% increase next year.
Do you remember a couple of years back there was an incident where they did lay on some free drinks and some pies and things for people at a function there. It turned people were biting into these pies and they were mouldy and the beer was flat. And it's like, Jesus Christ, is it anything to save a bit of money? It really is at this club.
It was basically the stuff that was used on match day that wasn't sold.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
It's actually insane to me.
But I think when sorry for cutting across you, Jacob.
No, go ahead.
When they if they do announce the price increase, I think it's going to turn a hell of a lot of people.
I hope so.
You can already see on Twitter there's a couple of profiles who've tied in with the club basically to make it a better atmosphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even they're saying do the right thing, don't increase. Now these people are in direct contact with the club the whole time, just with the flags and the songs and the whole lot.
Yeah,
they're even coming out and saying do the right thing and do not raise the ticket price.
Yeah. People say, well, it's in line with inflation and everything, which would be fair enough thing to do if you didn't start off with such an incredibly high starting price.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Or if you were getting a product with your extremely high price season ticket,
You will, Ben. You'll be getting Europa League and Conference League quality football.
No, but you've got to pay for that. Europa League does not come with your season ticket. You have to pay.
Oh, shit, really?
It doesn't come with the season ticket. You get one game free a year. I don't
Embarrassing.
Anymore. Back in the old White Hart Lane, you got one free cup game a year. If the first FA Cup game or League Cup game was at home, you got that for free. I don't think they do that anymore. But
no, you have to get them separately.
Damn.
They could at least let you in for free. They should give you like a wristband if you're a season ticket member and you pay all this money for the shitty shit. You know what? If you're just going to be more concerned about go-karts and the concerts, at least give me a wristband and say, hey, I'm a season ticket member. I get backstage priority to Beyonce. Yeah, I'm a season ticket member. I get dibs on the best go-kart that we got.
Not that I would go to Beyonce. I'd like to see Beyonce, not at £180 a ticket. No way, Jose. No way. I'd go. You don't even get a discount if you're a season ticket holder. Not even 10%.
Yeah, £180 for Beyonce. I'd expect her to be right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I will also say,
I don't think the club define the prices of those concerts.
No, but they sell the tickets, don't they?
Huh?
They would sell the tickets. They would employ someone. They would pay someone to do it for them.
Yeah.
The club are still making money out of it, but either way, I want for twice the price, I can go and watch AC/DC play in California. I'd rather watch AC/DC and fight in bloody California than go and watch Tottenham.
There was some good names on the bill that if it was the one.
That's going to be the greatest concert.
I think I spotted Iron Maiden on there, Metallica.
Yeah, this is what we're going to talk about. What's it called? First night is Guns N' Roses and Iron Maiden, followed by AC/DC and Ozzy Osbourne. That's an event I want to go to, and not bloody Beyonce at Tottenham.
But for the price of a ticket, you'd pay for Beyonce, right? For £180, you'd fly over to Dortmund or you'd fly over to Munich and watch Bayern Munich and fly back the same day.
Have a proper day out, proper beer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great stuff.
I want to pull up this. This was something I wanted to talk about with Michael earlier, and it has to do with Richarlison addressing some of the stuff that came out as far as the people who have incited tyrannical, or what are they saying? They're like leading the player revolt or something. There's basically Richarlison he clapped back. He had a response. So I do want to share this real quick if y'all don't mind.
You talking about the ultimatum?
Yeah, that he gave Conte an ultimatum, and that Romero gave him an ultimatum. If Conte's here, I'm not going to be here, kind of thing. And y'all can't really see that, so let me zoom in. He tweeted back saying, questioning and criticizing me as a player for my performance as a part of football, and I get it. However, telling lies about me, I don't accept. I've always had a lot of respect for Conte and for all of my coaches. He helped me in a lot in coming to Spurs, and whenever we had a problem, even if it was public, we solved it based on conversation and professionalism, and this he can confirm. He went on to say, I wasn't a mutiny leader against him. It was quite the opposite. I'm sorry I didn't deliver as much. This is actually what I want to talk about, part 2. I'm sorry I didn't deliver as much as he expected of me, and I didn't do enough for him to stay. So he was the second player to come out and say that I'm sorry I didn't deliver as much as you wanted or needed or the team needed, that I didn't live up to what I needed to do. And Sonny was the first one who came out. So I have a lot of respect. Say what you will of Richarlison as a footballer, as a Spurs player specifically, but you cannot take away what he stands for as a man, because he spoke up against the fact that, hey, there's salacious lies about me. People saying things that I said that I did that I didn't do, and he came out and he cleared his name. Heung-min Son, Heung-min Daddy, Heung-min Heung. After South Korea, I think they drew to Colombia. Someone was like, "So what do you think of the whole Conte thing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm just now kind of finding out about it, and I feel sorry that I didn't do enough. I'm sorry." There's 2 players that said I'm sorry. You know who hasn't said I'm sorry? Dan Kulusevski didn't say I'm sorry to Conte, which he should have, because quite frankly, where the fuck were you? You could say the same thing about Son. Where was his ass at? But at least he said sorry. So Kulusevski should have said sorry instead of saying I support the club and their decision. A little harsh, I thought. Højbjerg kind of making a joke of it as well. And then Højbjerg in training trying to 2-foot a youngster and get sauced up. I thought
Perisic, not Højbjerg.
I heard people say that was actually Højbjerg, but I saw originally it was Perisic, but then other people saying it's actually Højbjerg. Have y'all seen the clip? Do I need to find the clip? I need to find the clip.
It sort of sounds like the sort of thing Højbjerg would do too.
It does sound like the sort of thing you would do.
It was against a youth team player, was it?
Yeah, it was the U21 guy who's apparently close to a contract.
I'm surprised Højbjerg would be able to catch up with him.
I think it was Perisic. It looked like Perisic, Jacob, from what you sent me.
Yeah, the person who originally tweeted it said it was Perisic, but then a few people quote tweeted it, and a few people in the comments said it was actually Højbjerg. Whoever it may be, you got sauced up by a kid. You were trying to 2-foot his ass in training. I understand. You're trying to show Stellini and show everyone, oh, wow, I'm still going to work hard, right? But you know what?
A youth team player. We need them for the future. Because
you got sauced up.
Players left.
Yeah. I mean, I've been hearing that Mundell might play.
Low key, it might have been Højbjerg. I don't know.
Yeah, right?
Low key. It's because it doesn't really like get a good like focus on his face in the video. It's kind of
you just see the back of his head, yeah.
A little shaky, but actually it might be Højbjerg. Yeah, I think it might have been Højbjerg.
The video running normal speed, he'll be the one that looks like they're in slow motion. I'll take and pick him out.
Good one, Kuva. Kuva, that's why, you know what? Just for that move, you're getting moved right there in the middle.
Damn.
That was a power move right there, so I'm going to move you in the middle. Jordan, big up Jordan, says, I fully believe Richarlison will hit the ground running in the next season or 2 for us, especially if KANE leaves. As much as we don't want him to leave, even if KANE does, I think Richie will put in a shift. You need 2 players to replace what KANE does for this club. So no way, but Richarlison, even if he plays like he does out of his mind for Brazil, I'd love to see it. Step Up Spurs says, sorry, bro. I think in this case, it's not necessary for all players to say sorry. I would say it's necessary if you were on that 11 and he relied on you for his reputation and you went out there and you did what you did, you should have said sorry. Kulusevski is one of those names. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg is one of those names. So I would say, yeah, maybe if you're fucking Brian Hill, you don't need to say sorry. Maybe if you're Jed Spence or, but there are players that was more expected of them, and they've quite frankly let us down. So I would expect a sorry out of them, or at least like a, hey, good luck in your next venture, you fucking spleen missing manager, whatever.
It's
something.
Of just being honest with yourself, isn't it? I mean, there's a professionalism there, isn't there? If you know you're below what you should be doing, you should be apologising.
What happens when you go to school and you come back with a report card and your parents are like, why is there a C? I said only A's or B's. And you're like, I'm sorry. You always start with at least I'm sorry. I fucking failed to do what was expected of me. And this whole, he's a youngster who overperformed last season. I don't think he overperformed. I mean, I would say that his game was very much open because of Heung-min Son and Harry Kane and what they were doing last season. So it definitely made it more open for him, to which he took advantage of, which he has not done this season, because he did step up and people are like, okay, this guy can't. I mean, even Pep Guardiola talking about Kulusevski. So I'd say, yeah, he should say sorry. You were you were asked to do a job.
The team should say sorry rather than Kulusevski, because they're the ones that have kept him injured for so long. The medical team, they have been absolutely atrocious.
That's a good shout.
They've been absolutely atrocious for years now.
I've told you that's my theory, that the medical centre of the club, it's the happening area, it's the social hub of everything. They probably got like those little dance games where you got to step on the mat and things, and in time to
there's like a huge control room in the back too, watching everyone.
A few shots of tequila lined up, everybody's chatting and laughing away. 3/4 of the first team squad's in there having a great time.
Yeah, they're all playing Dance Revolution in the fitness room.
Here's the quote from Sonny saying, "I feel sorry. He's a world-class coach. I don't think we had a happy journey together.
I have a lot of happy journey together."
And I think we had a happy. I mean, hey, he helped him win the Golden Boot last season. Yeah. There's no reason to think that Sonny. I fully expected something like this from Son, because honestly, he got a trophy he ain't never got before under this man's tutelage. So to me, I was real proud of my star boy, my everything, my Heung-min Son. He says, "I have a lot of things I'm thankful for. I don't know what the other players think, but I feel sorry." He says he feels really sorry. Thank you.
He does know what the other players
Yeah, that's
think.
what I was gonna say too. Yeah, he does.
But he said this while he was out with Korea, so he was like, I don't know what everyone's saying right now, and I haven't heard what they said, so I'm going to say I don't know what they think, is what I think. I think you're right, Kuva, that he does know how everyone – obviously he knows. He's in the fucking locker room. He's with the team, so obviously he knows. But I do think it is a matter of the fact that he was with his international teammates and not – he had just finished training with the boys, you know what I mean?
Could be, okay.
Because
we'll let him off.
Yeah, because I think if he wasn't with Korea, because I mean, think about it, he just finished playing Korea versus Colombia, so his mindset is national team, helping them achieve whatever that is, whatever the hell they're trying to achieve right now. And then, yeah, after the game, they're like, "What do you think?" He's like, "I don't really know what everyone else is saying, so I'm just sorry. I'm sorry." You know, and that's a very small gesture, and it goes a long way. Much like just hitting the like on this video.
Great plug there, Jacob. Great plug.
Yeah. Bobby K says, Levy needs to say sorry, not the players, top down. Well, look at it real quick before I finish this comment. Who did he put in front when the Super League shit was going down? Ryan Mason, go out there. You're 29, right? You're almost 30. You can fucking go handle the backlash of the Super
press
League.
Conference today and earlier, so
that's who we shove in the cameras. And then think about Paratici. Oh, he just gets served a fucking ban notice 12 hours earlier. I think fans need to rally behind this team. We're doing so well. Don't mind the fact I'm in a fucking jail cell right now, but the fans need to do their part, and we got 10 finals left. 10 finals, y'all. Let's get behind these fucking guys. 10 fucking finals. 10 in a row, baby. What other club can sing that? We have 10 finals in a row. We have 10 finals in a row. Fucking A. How many managers come out with 10 finals? This runs of
Tottenham are 10 finals in a row because we're notoriously not good in finals.
Yeah, we're going to lose all of them. All 10.
We lose all of them.
Could you imagine if we lose out to Everton on Monday? That would be so poetic. 10 finals. First final that we play in.
Dyche Masterclass. I love Sean Dyche. I can't lie.
Everton.
I love Sean Dyche. I want him as our manager now that I think about it. I wouldn't mind Company as our manager either because of the yelling he did. Because I want to watch him yell at Eric Dyer like that, and then fucking just start throwing hands. I mean, not actually, because I don't want to promote violence, but actually really start throwing hands with this motherfucker in the locker room. Because what the fuck are you doing? I need to see ass kickings at halftime, and that's what I thought Conte did. But apparently they didn't like it. He's too mean, and that's why we were second half FC, because I really think he chewed up in their ass at halftime. And they came out, okay, let's just shut him up. All right, let's just do our job and shut him up, okay? And they did that. And then after a while, they're like, you know what? Fuck this guy. And then we capitulate all the time. And to me, it doesn't. I'm kind of going in circles here, but it doesn't matter.
I agree with Company, especially in terms of Eric Dyer. What the hell is he going to complain about? He's going to have a manager then that has got recent experience of winning Premiership titles
and plays the same position or played the same position as him.
Exactly. So there's going to be nothing Dyer can say that Company isn't going to go sort yourself out. That's what you need to do. I think he'd be scared of him arriving. It would embarrass him.
What I'd want to see is Company come in and have Jan Vertonghen as his bloody assistant.
Ooh,
could you imagine?
That'd be nice. Yen and Toby, dual assistant. That'd be fun. Yeah.
At least we could put our entire management team as the centre backs, and we'd be out.
Hell with that. Just give them a kit and a pair of boots.
For real. At this point, bring in Yaya while you're at it too.
Bring in Yaya. Roll it back, boys. Jermaine Defoe up front.
There was actually on a little bit more serious note. There was some point from shout out at whoever the fuck stream or Twitter. It might have been you, Kuva, or you, Ben, or someone. I'm gonna shout out y'all. That said, we don't need one person as the director of football. We need a committee of like 5 past players who know the heritage, know what Spurs is all about. Because fans like you, quite frankly, Kuva, this is not the club you fell in love with. Yeah, no. I could say the same. Sava has said that. This is not the club I fell in love with. And I could even say that in the short, the fractional amount of time I've been. This is not the club I fell in love with. Look at where we're at. And I mean, if that's a problem from people who've been a fan for 40 years or 10 years, there's a problem and it needs to be addressed. So I don't know.
I love that idea because it's the Ajax method. Kuva's the one that sort of brings the idea to the table, and on my show I sort of expanded on it. But imagine, let's say you have 5 people you can choose. Imagine you had a recruitment team or a team of people doing the philosophy of the football club. You have Glenn Hoddle, Gary Mabbott, Ledley King, another player from that area.
Steve Perryman,
Perryman, and one more off the top of my head. Let's say you bring in Martin Yole. That's 5 people that know how the football club should be run. 5 people that know how a boardroom works. 5 people that know the business of
at least that they're thinking. I want people in the position making football decisions, thinking football, not what color are the fluorescent lights, not what shade of gray is this fucking bathroom wall that I'm looking at while I take a shit. I don't care. Let the football people decide. Are we going to sign Giovanni Lo Celso or are we going to sign Bruno Fernandes? You know what I'm saying? Are we going to sign Kim Min-jae? Are we going to sign... Because, I mean, as much as I like knocking the scouting and recruitment and stuff, we fucking scouted some of these guys. And we just didn't pull the trigger. We didn't get them over the line.
6 scouts. I think we've only got like 6 scouts worldwide.
That's atrocious. Even in a video game, you get more than 6 scouts to scour the world and to scout players in different leagues. And
if you look at Ajax, they've got something like 100+ scouts.
This is what I propose.
Which is why they're so successful in their youth and academy.
This is Kuva in. Let Kuva take over. We got box office. He'll be our PR person. I think box office does the PR. Sava can do the financial stuff. And Kuva, you are the Levy. You are the chairman. You are the manager. You call the shots. I trust you. That's how I feel.
I wonder who made that photo. Clearly,
I know you sent it to me, Ben. That's what I know. That's one of my favorite photos. So
yeah, that's a great photo. I wonder who made that.
I love the way it's done the same style I'd do it as well. So it looks like a collage I'll cut out of a magazine and
I am really proud of that. I'm very proud of that.
Big up L says his interview in Korean about Conte was really sincere from what I could tell. Yeah, and it seemed like he was genuinely. Yeah, I love him. I love him so much. He's the owner of the Soggy Undies.
Do you expect anything else? No. Come on now.
That's why we love Sonny so much. He's so great. We all love Sonny. Step Up Spurs. I want Sam Allardyce. He's a rough and tough. He kind of looks like a toad. I like it. Maybe Roy Keane. Bobby K says Jacob, Sonny, or Traore covered in baby oil. Pick one. I say, why not both?
Yeah.
Why not both?
There's plenty of baby oil to go around.
I can't wait for Dyer to tell companies, screw you, Gaffer. I've been here 10 years. I think I know everything I need to know about playing center back. Fuck Eric Dyer. If you didn't hear my rant earlier, go back and look at it. Fuck you, Eric Dyer. You're a bitch. And I'll send you my home address and you can come fight me. Or send me yours. I'll come fight you when I'm in London. You and Harry Winks, 2 versus 1. I hope y'all kick my ass. But I'm getting my licks in and I'll feel better at the end of it. I don't give a fuck. I will fight y'all. Sometimes I worry that Sonny's too nice, maybe to his and the club's disadvantage. What do y'all think about that? Anyone here think?
I don't really think it's that deep, but
does he need a little bit more nasty?
They can stand up and been counting to say, I performed over the last 6 years. Where have you been, Eric Dyer?
Yeah,
teammate, diarrhea.
Question from Bob Spur TV. Big up Bob Spur says, you get to watch one movie before you die. Which movie would it be? For me, I'm gonna go Donnie Darko. It is the film that I felt.
That's a good one.
Y'all had a nice movie chat. I felt a little left out, boss, for I studied cinema and film in college. It was my minor. So hit me up next time. I would love to join y'all's movie chat. Maybe when it's of my generation, the 90s or something. Y'all were also disrespecting Blade Runner. Not you, Kuva. You did me proud, but I was hoping Blade Runner would be higher up the list. That's a phenomenal film. But my movie would be Donnie Darko. What do y'all choose?
I'm going my favorite movie of all time, The Dark Knight, the greatest movie of all time. No questions.
It's a
hands down. Yeah. What about you, Kuva?
Me, my go-to is probably always going to be The Empire Strikes Back style.
Oh, that's a classic. I love that one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
What about you, Ben?
I think I've changed that recently. I've become a massive fan of the film My Cousin Vinny. Just of
that's
that.
A good one.
In general, that court scene. Every single time.
The court scene's great.
That's a good movie.
It's so funny. I love it. I love that.
That's
film.
a good choice. At least you're, put a smile on your face before the end. What about you, Patty? What movie are you watching before you die?
I'd be like, cool. No, I love Star Wars. One of my favorite all-time ones is The Crow. I don't know.
Oh, The Crow's good. Yeah. The Crow is so good. I
was
love
actually
that movie.
watching this. I had it on the background while I was watching your stream. It was on Sky.
That's the one where Bruce Lee's son died in, right?
Yeah.
God,
Michael Lee.
That movie never hits just right. Like, it's just, there's something about it because he died and they still
and it's honestly such a great movie. I'll never forget watching it for the first time. It's such a good movie. That's a good one, Patty. I respect that.
You know
one.
what's crazy?
I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard the title of that movie in a long time, Patty.
Yeah, I think it's one of those you'd say it's really got a cult following because it wasn't like a
massive
smasher.
Yeah, it's a very niche.
No, that's a good one, man.
I love those. I knew a guy that lived in a very, very famous part of the world, and every time he went out of his house, there would be a zombie at the bottom of his stairs, like full zombie outfit. And every single it would weird him out, so he'd go for a pint of milk at 10 o'clock in the evening, and there'd be a zombie outside his house trying to scare him. And then a few years later, he watched the film Shaun of the Dead, and his flat was above the corner shop in Shaun of the Dead. So there would be hundreds of people outside his flat on a day-to-day basis.
That's funny.
Out of people because that's where that. Every single person. Oh, I'm getting a Diet Coke. Just get it. That's a brilliant film. Cult films are excellent.
The crazy
it's
thing.
Not a cult film, but I think another one I can watch over and over again, just because I love all the historical references to it. Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. And it's pretty long too, so you get a little extra time. Like if it's like as soon as the credits are done rolling, you're done.
Yeah.
If I could pick another one, I would probably pick one of the Star Wars movies, or probably the third Harry Potter movie. I'm a huge Harry Potter nerd, so I love Harry Potter.
Yeah, but the older Star Wars ones, not the newer ones.
Yeah.
No, God, no. You know, I tell people all the time, Patty, so I got the Lego Star Wars game that came out last year. Really, really good game. I got through 1 through 6, and then I think I took a little break, and I meant to get back into the game to finish it. I literally have no motivation to play 7 through 9. Like, I just don't. They're just so bad compared to the others. They're just so bad.
I remember when I was a kid, I saw the Jar Jar Binks one in theaters, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool! Like I can go see Star Wars in theaters instead of fucking rewinding the VHS tape for 30 minutes." Because the little Corvette just couldn't rewind the tape fast enough.
I grew up with the prequels, so the episode 3 was the one that I was obsessed with as a kid, and I watched over and over and over and over again. But I watch all the classics as well. But yeah, no,
I got made fun of for quoting Jar Jar Binks.
Super rough.
One of the films that's really surprised me recently, how much I love that movie, is the film Coco from Disney. I don't know if any of you have seen that.
I love that movie. It's one of my favorite Disney movies.
Absolutely phenomenal.
I'm of Mexican heritage, so it just hits different for us. But it's one of my favorite movies.
That film is beautiful. The colors of it, even down to like If you've not seen the Pixar film Coco, you should absolutely watch it. It is
what's it about, Ben?
It's about like the Day of the Dead, like the celebration
Dia
of
de los Muertos.
Dios de los Muertos. Yeah,
the colours are just like, it's one of the reasons I loved the film Aquaman as well, mostly because I loved the stingray reference at the beginning of Aquaman. That made me really happy. But colours.
I don't fuck with stingrays. Shout out Steve Irwin.
Yeah, shout out Crocodile Hunter. Rest in peace, King.
Have you ever seen Stingray, the Jerry Anderson TV show, boys? You've never seen that, have you?
No, I've never even heard of it. Like I said, I don't fuck with
stingrays.
Have
you? You must have seen that, Paddy.
No.
Thunderbirds, but underwater, basically.
Yeah,
basically.
I like Waterworld.
In Ireland, okay, we never really got. You were posh if you had BBC One and BBC Two.
I think Thunderbirds was on ITV, wasn't it? So maybe that's why you didn't get
any of the English channels. You were posh, and you lived in a big house. I had what we called RT1 and RT2, which be radio television sharing, which is basically radio and TV in Ireland. That's what that translates to.
Looks like you're watching Stingray later, Paddy.
That's what we had. We had nothing else. That was it.
You gotta watch Stingray.
No, I don't associate with any type of Stingray. Nothing. The animal, this car, the show. Yeah. If there's a movie. No, just no. Shout out Steve Irwin.
27-year-old in the world that watches Jerry Anderson TV shows. I absolutely adore them. Captain Scarlet that's a hell of a ride for anyone that's never watched that.
Die Hard for Bob Spur. That's a good choice as well. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes or no? Real quick. Yes. Michael? Yes. Yeah. Patty? Yes. I say yes too.
It's another classic.
Christmas. There's a Christmas tree in it. It is a Christmas film.
Boom. Thank you. Because I love my family, but like...
It is a chocolate bar.
No, we're not going to start that. We're sticking with Die Hard, okay? Because Kit Kat is a chocolate with wafer inside, and so that's all I'm gonna say about that. But Die Hard, when the family gets together and we try to watch movies like guided to that, like if it's Halloween, scary movies, right? Christmas time, Christmas movies, and we always fight hard for Die Hard around Christmas time because I say it is a Christmas movie, so. That's a good choice, though.
Harry Potter series of Christmas films because Christmas isn't.
Yes, absolutely. No, absolutely. I agree with that, Ben. And every year, growing up with my family, because we all love Harry Potter, but every year during the holiday season, we always have to get into that ABC Family. Well, over here it's ABC Family. I don't know what it is over there, but where they have the Harry Potter marathons, and we just sit on the couch all day, and we'll watch them back to back to back.
Yeah, last 7 days.
In that theory. Would Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the old one now, would that be considered as a Christmas movie? Because
I would consider it. Well, even the second one with Johnny Depp, because that one it's Christmas time also, and it's snowing in that one.
Too bad, but the original one was way better.
Yeah.
I don't think those would categorize as Christmas, even though I wouldn't say a Christmas scene happens. But I don't.
That's interesting. I've never thought of Willy Wonka as a Christmas, but I could see the argument, though.
I could see the argument too.
The only time you will see Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory on any TV station is in Christmas.
I'm really just to pivot on the movie real quick. Bob Spur brought up 65. I'm so fucking excited to see a dinosaur movie that isn't Jurassic Park. Yeah. Is anyone else excited? I'm so excited about it.
I might see it.
I asked my
Adam Driver.
I got burnt out of the dinosaur movies, man. I haven't watched a Jurassic World or Park movie in a long time.
I'm so excited because honestly, Chris Pratt, he ruins everything he touches. So I really am sad for Jurassic.
Is great.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm more thinking about Mario. Why was he casted as Mario's voice? That really fucking grinds my gears. Much like Eric Dyer.
On that. Because that really upsets me as someone that loves Mario games.
How the fuck did they drop
all the voices and they choose to put celebrities as fucking Mario? Why don't they just use the actual voices of the actual fucking game?
Video game? Yeah, someone made an entire song with Kanye's voice with AI's assistance. We should be able to do that with the little video game Mario, or go hire the guy who originally did the what was it? The Mamma Mia. Yahoo! Mamma Mia!
Trouble is, if you use Kanye's voice for it, then half the movie is going to be telling the audience about how great Kanye is.
That's true. But see, I'm not saying Kanye get the Mario. AI help us with the Mario. Because honestly, whenever he did that release video like a year ago where he's like, hey, y'all, I'm just letting you know I got casted as Mario. And he was like, here we go. He's like, well, that's not actually his voice. We're going to work on it. And then a year later, they dropped a teaser and it's like, here we go. I'm like, he didn't fucking work on shit. It's the same voice that he had in the announcement video. It's not... I'm really upset. I'm really upset about Mario. Sorry for that rant.
I wouldn't be able to watch my own fucking childhood.
Yeah, but I'm excited for 65 because Jurassic Park has been played out. I'm tired of that storyline. Give me some new dinosaur content, and I'm excited. I like Adam Driver. I think he's a hell of an actor. And I'm excited to see some dinosaurs.
Even coming out this year, I've not heard of any decent films that are coming out this year.
Infinity Pool will turn you upside down. I'll put it that way. It is, if I may, we're an hour 40 in here. Any children, cover your ears. It is the best way I could explain this movie. It is like a post-nut clarity horror film. And it's fucking fantastic. Mia Goth does a great job as Skarsgård does what a Skarsgård does and fucking takes it away. But honestly, Mia Goth was great. It's a Infinity Pool. It's a weird movie, but it's great.
Watch The Hunt for the Red October again.
Bob's for talking about the Joker character theme is so good in Dark Knight. Just a single electric guitar chord getting higher and louder. Zimmer at his best.
Been saying it for years.
That, I mean, honestly, drove the man to madness, right? That's what happened to Heath. Kuva, you look like you're looking it up. Are you looking up Infinity Pool?
No, I was looking up the year of a film I watched recently that I just thought was a belter. I didn't realise it was so old. It's called The Bad Batch. That's the name of the Tottenham team, right? The Bad Batch.
yeah. That's fucking Eric Dyer's the main star of.
No, Bad Batch was just a really incredible movie. It was just
this is a Star. Is it Star Wars?
No.
That's what's coming up for me on Google when I search.
It's a really brutal sort of dystopian future type movie. But I won't say anything about the plot in it because it's one.
I have seen it with Momoa, Keanu Reeves, right?
Yep, that's right.
I watched that like right when the pandemic happened, and my wife was like, "What in the hell are we watching?" And I was like, "Just hang in there, babe. It's getting funky." Yeah, it's definitely a funky movie if you're into funky movies.
Really,
The Bad Batch is funky. Yeah, I think it's on Netflix.
Very memorable.
Yeah. What movie would describe Spurs season so far? What's the one? What's any of them where they all die at the end?
What's that one with Jonah Hill and all the celebrities?
This is the end.
This is the end. There you go.
Yeah.
Boom.
This is the end.
Easy. Everyone dies.
And it was funny along the way. We had some laughs.
We laughed. We cried. Then we died.
A film with paint drying.
Ooh. Okay.
That's the only movie.
So I would have to pick a very boring movie. There was some movie I saw on Netflix. It was like called The Breath of Air Standing Still with the Day of... It was like the most pointless fucking movie with the dumbest title. I can't even remember the title, but the title, it was just like The Day the Breath of Earth Stopped Breathing or some shit like that. And it was
I've got one. It would be The Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage, and Antonio Conte is Nicolas Cage, and he's just running around... Not the bees! Instead of not the bees, it's not the Dyer! No! My eyes! My eyes!
Also, The Lighthouse. It's black and white and very slow. Willem Dafoe, yeah. Excellent cast. We have Harry Kane and Heung-min Son stuck in the lighthouse going fucking crazy. So I would say that's a good shout out there, too. Bob's first says Die Hard would... this is going too. Groundhog's Day would describe Spurs as well. That's a very good one. Jacob, you should watch Lars. I love Lars von Trier. First off, Breaking the Waves.
Another Willy Wonka movie. What's the fucking point?
What Willy Wonka movie?
Releasing a young Willy Wonka movie.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
Hunger Games.
I'll watch it. Just make him a serial killer. That always spices things up, doesn't it?
Thank you for the recommendation. I'm going to add this to my list. This is on HBO. I'm just
excited for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 that's coming out later in the summer.
I will say Chris Pratt is good at that stuff.
Dude,
like,
I love
just
Guardians superhero. Of the Galaxy. I had never really watched
back.
or heard about them before the first one came out all those years ago, and it's still to this day one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. The first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, fantastic. I loved every moment of it.
Movie which everyone's still annoyed about. Indiana Jones. Who's gonna watch
the Guardians of the Galaxy movies? I think my favourite thing about the two of them so far is the beginning of the second one, where you got little Groot dancing along at the beginning.
Yeah, while everyone's fighting. Everyone's fighting. Yeah,
that's just so cool.
Yeah, and then the end credits of the first one, where he like just sprouted and he's like dancing, and then every time Drax looks at him, he like freezes. Yeah, and then like every time he looks away, he keeps dancing. Yeah.
I did like Guardians of the Galaxy. Fair play to Chris Pratt, but honestly, since the Mario thing, I'll never forgive him.
Shout out Groot.
Also, the last Jurassic Park, I was super excited for, but I kept falling asleep. Shout out Groot. But I kept falling asleep during the last Jurassic Park.
Groot is
I can't do that. I can't do that anymore.
Tribble. If anyone knows the Tribble from the original series of Star Trek, Trouble with Tribbles.
Wait, what the hell is that? Look like spaghetti.
It's a Tribble. It is a Tribble. These are what destroyed the Enterprise. Forget the Klingons. Tribbles.
This is the only thing I know about Star Trek.
Yeah, me too. I'm not a Star Trek. Star Wars all the way. Sorry.
I do, however, like William Shatner. I think he's quite the character.
Everyone likes William Shatner.
Yeah.
William Shatner did a very good documentary. I don't know, was it last year, where he actually went to space? I don't know. Did you see it? It was very good.
So we do have a game on Monday. I didn't make this show a preview of that because, quite frankly, anytime I do that, we never preview it. So I thought this might help, but we are here on an hour 45, so I do want to wrap this show up in about 15 minutes or so. So I want to go around. There are some questions I did star, so don't think I forgot about you in the chat if you asked a question. So let's run through these real quick. Ravi, big up Ravi, says, question, thoughts on how Spurs cope when Son and Kane finally retire? I would say we don't. We implode and everything gets set aflame. So you know what? I think Spurs fans might deserve Heung-min Son going to Barcelona and shining and winning trophies, and Harry Kane going to probably Manchester United because he's having the 17th Kane is about to be born. What's that, Ben?
Harry Kane's going to Chelsea.
He might stay in town. Yeah, he might go to. I mean, here's the thing: is I've heard United fans and Chelsea fans, both sides say we want Harry Kane.
He's going to break my heart if he does that. He's genuinely going to break my heart if he does that.
To Chelsea or United?
Go, Chelsea.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I would not be able to see him. I would not be able to. I could not comprehend
that. He's a family man. He does not want to uproot his family to the other end of the country. That would be the best result for him.
I would say that's not that bad. I would say that's more realistic than going to Bayern or something.
Yeah, for you, that's Jacob, that's just a short drive to the shop for you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just going to the corner store for me. What, driving? How many hours is it from North London to Manchester?
About 3 hours on the car.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's nothing, bro. That's Dallas to Austin. That's nothing, bro. That's a fucking day trip.
And not in the UK on the M6, mate. Not in the
I forgot how many times the UK fits into Texas. It's something ridiculous, like 20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're in big ass state over here.
About a 9-10 hour drive just from our city, El Paso, to Dallas. The other side.
Yeah, and then another 5 to get to the edge of Texas. So if you wanted to go from where we're at to get as far east as far, it's like
Texarkana.
Yeah, Texarkana. That's where I got some family as well. Shout out Texarkana, the town that dreaded sundown because of a masked serial killer going on Lover's Lane. If you didn't know, it's a great movie as well. The town that dreaded sundown.
Bobby's gonna murder us because he's on Lover's Lane.
Ooh. He lives on Lover's Lane. Oh, well, you're a Lover's Lane member, so are you, though, Ben? Lane member. But that's where it was. Like all the kids would go to Make Out Point or whatever, and
that little link. Join the Patreon membership. It's great.
Yeah, it is. There you go. That's a nice plug, Ben. So big up, Ravi. Thanks for that question. The next question I have saved for us at the end is, you think any of our loan players will come back in the summer and get a chance at all Reguilon, Les Shit Show, Winkadinks, and Indom Longschlong? I will say Yeah, they probably will because we're Tottenham and we're going to say it's cheaper to just fucking keep him here. And then we could also just say, oh, we couldn't do any business because Paratici's behind bars and they only allow a cell phone 1 hour a day and the people in Italy can't legally pick up his phone. So I would say, yeah, all of them come back and get a chance. Anyone else got any other?
I think Reguilon, if we go to a back four, I think Reguilon, it'd be stupid not to look at Reguilon because he was very good in a back four at Tottenham.
But was he good at showing up to training on time, Ben?
No, he didn't show up to training once, hence why he was booted out.
But he would do the TikToks with his girlfriend, am I correct?
Big up, Martha.
Big up, Martha. I mean, Martha won't come back and find out.
I'm not complaining.
Whatever, that's fine. Hey, I'll follow Sergio again. Kuva, do you think any of these guys get a second chance here? I mean, I guess for Winks, a fucking 18th chance because we love giving. Oh, Winks, how you doing? Is your mac and cheese warm for dinner, buddy? Yeah, Daniel. Thank you for calling.
How was school today, Harry?
They picked on me because I tuck my shirt in on game days. Like, God, you're 25, dude.
I think from a fan's point of view, most of these are finished, aren't they?
Yeah.
But if you're going to be really fair, new manager in, he's got to have a look at the players. Maybe he will inspire something in them that hasn't been inspired before. It happens sometimes. You suddenly get a player's career resurrected when you never saw it coming, just because of the style of a new manager. You never know. Never rule out anything. It's another quote again, isn't it? Kevin Keegan, probably, isn't it? It's a funny old game.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Kuva. You never say never, especially when a new manager comes in. If it was up to me, I would have already gotten rid of him by now. But like Kuva said, you just never know if someone's going to get their career reinvigorated or whether they're going to just get a boost from a new manager bounce. It's just kind of unpredictable. If I could bet on one, maybe Reguilon or maybe Lo Celso, but I think Ndombele doesn't want to be there. But you could also say the same with Lo Celso. I think I'd say Reguilon.
Oh my God!
I think I'd probably say Reguilon if I could pick one.
That's a fact. We can't sell them as well, so we have to try and get something to work.
Can we sell Lo Celso to the Argentinian national team permanently? Like, you just fucking stay away. You just come out of hibernation when Argentina's gonna play fucking Curacao. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one needs you. You're not needed. Your bow-legged horse riding knees are not needed. All right.
Argentina's completely broke, though, isn't it? It's like they're all living like Paddy there under the stairs with no electricity.
Hey, he's becoming a wizard, Kuva. He's becoming a young wizard.
Harry Potter.
Patty, any of these guys for you? Come back, get a chance. Don't say fucking Winks, Patty, or I'm gonna get upset. I'm gonna stomp on those stairs on top of you.
Winks to piss you off. No. Will they come back? I like Kuva said. I'd imagine they will. Do they deserve to come back? No.
No.
Of the four of them, the one I don't want to come back is Ndombele. I never again want to see him in a Spurs jersey after he did his Hassan Gali
versus the Shrimps. The Shrimp FC.
I never again want to any player that shows any kind of disrespect to the crest. I never again want to see in a jersey. So even if he does play with Spurs, I won't support him.
That's fair.
No, that's fair.
I don't blame you at all because honestly, that really pissed me off. Michael and I were one of his last people really singing his praises, saying, "There's a fucking player in there. There's a player in there."
There is a player.
And then he did the thing versus the Shrimps, bro. It's versus the Shrimps.
That was the final straw for the both of us. After that day, we were like, you know what? Fuck it. It's done.
That's the sad thing about Ndombele. There is a quality player inside there. But there was an article doing the rounds last year where it just showed that Spurs didn't do their due diligence checks on Ndombele. That he's had serious with any club he's been with, he's had attitude problems.
Yeah.
So there you go, you're gonna see it. Even with Lo Celso. No. Lo Celso was the one who was causing the hassle in the camp when he was there. He was the one who was negative the whole time. That's
he got that permanent stinky face. Like he just smelled someone's fart, and he's just like, And I'm like, I mean, honestly, side note, Lucas Moura's wife low-key looks like the female version of Giovanni Lo Celso. If you've never seen Lucas Moura's wife, she low-key looks like the female version of Giovanni Lo Celso, which honestly could probably play ball better than the male version of Giovanni Lo Celso because he's bullshit. I saw his nice little pass. He got 2 assists to the GOAT. That's fine. When you're playing with the GOAT, I mean, yes, some stardust will naturally hit you in the eye, just like if you're at a strip club. I didn't order the lap dance, but I still got sprinkles all over me. You know why? Because you're there. You're in the room, and the sprinkles are flying, my friend, especially when you're playing around Leo Messi. So that's what I think about that.
Look like Giovanni Lo Celso.
Right?
Legit.
I'm not crazy. She kind of looks like Giovanni Lo Celso. Yeah, I told you. I wasn't lying. Look it up. Look it up. If I had a photo ready, I would show you.
But we're searching straight away.
I also saved this. Jordan says, unpopular opinion, and I know I'm in the minority, but I think if Ndombele has an attitude change and plays with more passion and desire, I would give him another chance if he wants to be here. I doubt it. I don't think he wants to be here.
Look away, Patty. Just look away. Look away.
I think it's a comfortability thing, much like Brian Hill. Why did we loan him to Sevilla rather than, a championship side where he can play in the cold, play in the rain, play Stoke away on a Wednesday night, right? Isn't that what they say?
For me, that's
but instead they're like, no, go to fucking Sevilla, go play in fucking Mallorca versus Getafe, where the sun's shining and your ass gets tanned. It's bullshit. Catering to the fucking weak boy mentality. Same thing Eric Dyer's bitch ass does every fucking day, showing his dumb ass face. Dude, I'm ready for practice, coach, you fucking idiot. God, I hate Eric Dyer. That's how you know we're coming to the end of the show.
I really like this aggressive Jacob. I love this.
It's because I fucking played the video, and that's my fault for playing this.
And you guys never win anything, right? No. Right? Yeah.
Oh, Miley Cyrus just fucking said I have a small penis. It's so funny, huh? No, she's making fun of you, dumbass. You look like an idiot. Sorry. That's the last time I'm playing that. I don't want to play it ever again. I need to delete it. It fucking pisses me off.
You need to delete it. Can I comment on Jordan's comment there, the one with the unpopular opinion one?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. That to me, right, and it's not aimed at Jordan or anything like that, but that to me is a lot of Spurs fans in a nutshell. It is. Give him time, give this player time, give player B time, give player A time, and 7 years down the road, we're
Ryan
still
Sessegnon, Itis.
Same boat. Yeah.
Give
him time. Let him build his confidence.
I've never seen a fan base that's so sentimental about shit players.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even say hello to them if they walked down the street with a Tottenham shirt on. These players are shit. Like, flat out crap. Ben Davis, Eric Dyer, Davinson Sanchez, even Japhet Tanganga, Harry Winks.
Tanganga's my boy, though. Tanganga's my boy.
He might be a boy, but he
pocketed Sterling week 1. We had Nuno making us proud, baby. And why? Because Son grabbed that game by the scruff of his neck, and fucking Japhet Tanganga came out of left field, pocketed Raheem Sterling, sent his ass to Chelsea.
The problem with that, Jacob, is he performed in that game, but he doesn't perform against.
And then Crystal Palace, and then he got fucking sauced up by Zaha, and I blame Zaha for the downfall of Japhet Tanganga, quite frankly, because he got in his head that day, and since then he hasn't been the same. It's sad. I've always thought there was a player there. He seemed to do what no Spurs players actually do, which is step up against big six teams, and it was like. He did it against City. He did it against Liverpool. He has performances where he steps up versus teams that fucking Harry Kane sometimes doesn't even step up to. And that's what I want, more ballers. Like people who Pedro Porro, the limited dose that I've seen him, I like what I see because he fucking's out there fighting and he brings a little bit of passion. The same thing with Romero. Make of it what you will. Them yellows, the reds, I don't really give a shit. It ain't that much. He don't have that many reds and yellows, albeit they did come at some bad times. But you know what? That City game, he sat hauling on his ass. He was quiet the rest of the game. He was obedient. He spanked that little bad boy, that little nasty Norwegian, and he said, "You just behave." And he did.
Careful.
Kuva's the nasty Norwegian, not Haaland.
Are you Norwegian, Kuv?
Half Norwegian. My mum's
Norwegian. Oh, okay. Well, it's all respect because honestly, I would love Erling Haaland at Tottenham.
When he scores goals against us, I'm not going to be too much of a fan.
Yeah, but he's a baller. He's a baller without a doubt. But Romero sat him down. He was quiet. Same thing against Milan. He got that early yellow versus Milan in the first leg. Or was the second leg? I don't really remember. But he picked up an early yellow versus Milan, took Leao out the game, and he was quiet the rest of the match. And that's the thing. I love that about those kind of.
It's a Pochettino tactic, isn't it? He talked about it when he was here. He said when he was a player, first thing he'd do is let his opposite number know he was on the pitch. He'd pick up a yellow card and then he'd just manage it for the rest of the game. It's important to set your put yourself in. Yeah, let them know they're there. It's going to be a fight.
If you look at the older players, Kuva, if you look at the likes of Perryman, Paul Miller, freaking Roberts, the first 5 minutes of a game, the very first thing they would do is they would let the person know. And I used to when I was playing, I'd let the person know the first 5 minutes, I'm here, you're not going to fuck with me, and I'd scare them into actually having an awful game. They used to do it as well. Our players don't do it. They don't. And it bugs the shit out of me. Our players help players up when they tackle them. Walk past them. Just walk straight past them. As far as I'm concerned, in 90 minutes, regardless whether it's your best friend or not, they're your enemy for 90 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's it.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic was famous for doing that. When he would play for Sweden, he fucking injured his teammate, I think, at Ajax or Inter. I don't remember where he was at the time, but he was like, were you my teammate that day? What locker room were you at the start of this match? Oh, okay. Not mine? I'm hurting you. I don't give a shit. We play in the same club. I mean, granted, I don't want, when Bentancur versus Sonny in the World Cup, I didn't want them hurting each other. But it's the mentality, right? It's that mindset, I think, that separates weak players from strong players, quite frankly. Real quick, I do want to say, here's a link for the coffee company. Please do go check out Ben Kaufman over there.
Hit the like, hit the subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yeah, has a great stream over there. You might see me make pancakes sometime again. It's harder now that... It's harder now that the hour changed back because we did it when we were only 6 hours apart, and so it was 8 a.m. for me to make breakfast. But waking up at 7 a.m. is fucking hard. Michael, don't listen to that. I know
was gonna say
you're punching air right now because I said 7 a.m. is hard.
On the pancake session next.
Hodgland is a dream signing for me. I think he has the most in Euro qualifiers right now, most goals for the Danes, right? I think. Scott M. That's what I was gonna do. I was also gonna say 3 Spurs boys. Go check out Bobby K, Kuva. Tomorrow there will be a stream on the 3 Spurs boys. You don't want to miss it. So please do go check that channel out. Let's get them to 1,000. Let's get the coffee company to 1,000. Let's all just get up here and look bright. And even though we root for a shitty team,
that's a bad dream for me. 1,000. I can barely get to 270.
Hey, you'll get there one day, man. Once people realize the chillest corner of YouTube is the coffee company, once they learn, they'll flock.
Will
exactly. Good night, Bob Spur says good night all. Kuva J, you have a early morning breakfast with the Bob.
Yeah. No. Well, he's worked out that it's good for him to do a stream on his drive to work. It's about 45 minutes. But of course, because he's driving, he can't do all the bringing up comments and everything. So this morning I did that part for him, which fitted in nicely with my morning routine, getting the kids ready, in between, hop on a stream. By the time it finishes, ready to send the kids off. So yeah, it works. So hopefully I'll be awake for that one tomorrow morning.
What time is it out there right now? It's pretty late, huh?
It's 5 to 1.
Almost 1 a.m. Almost 1 a.m. Oh my, Kuva, thank you so much for joining us today. Like I said, I always send out that obligatory invitation to you, Kuva, just because you're such a good friend here of the pod. And honestly, whether we're in a serious mood, and a winning mood, and a losing mood, and a self-deprecating mood, I think that you help accentuate whatever mood we're in. So thank you so much for staying up late with us. Ben, thank you, as always, I think this might be your 3rd appearance on the Friday show. So big up. Everyone go check out the I'm fucking up here. I just read your name. Check out the coffee company at the link in the chat. Go check it out. Obviously, go check out Three Spurs Boys, Kuva's show coming out tomorrow. Patty on Twitter at Hartnett1977. Is there anywhere else we can find you, Patty? Or you don't want us to find you? You want to hide under the stairs?
No, you have no electricity. You have to do it on paper.
You'll get an owl. You'll get an owl.
Michael, you're invited. Bobby wants to know if you're joining.
What time?
I think 3 o'clock our time.
Yeah, I'll have to see.
Yeah, I have to see. I'll have to see as well. I know my wife, but you know what? It's a Saturday, so I'm gonna be there regardless. Don't worry, Bobby K. I'll be there. I'll represent Michael and myself. Hotspur says, "Big up panel, great show again." Big up Hotspur, an official supporter of the pod on the Patreon, as is Bobby K in the Lovers Lane. Hotspur is an official supporter. No Alan Sibley tonight that I saw in the chat, but if you're out there, Alan, you watch us back on replay. Big up yourself, 10-inch. Always a big supporter of the pod here. 3:30 p.m. our time. There it is. Big up Bobby K. So you check. I'll be there tomorrow at Three Spurs Boys, so you can check us out there. Again, I want to say thank you to all the patrons of the channel. Your names have been scrolling below all stream. We do appreciate you. You help keep the lights on and the internet on. So big ups yourselves for doing that here with us. And again, please do like and subscribe. Follow us on all the socials. I did make this nice little background. As you can see, there's all the little social handles.
Paddy's laughing at it. We know what the joke was about to be made there.
What was the
joke?
joke?
Don't keep the lights on here, and Paddy started laughing immediately because he knew what I was thinking.
What are you thinking? I want to be in on the joke.
Well, Paddy's always in the dark, isn't he? He's got no electricity there.
He's got that. Yeah, we just need that voice modulator, Paddy. That I saw them come down the street and rob her. You know, the witness protection one. We need that for you, man. Yeah. But thank you, Patty, as well. Second appearance here on the channel. So.
Yeah, thank you all. Thank you all for sure.
What were you gonna say, Kuva? You were about to say something.
I was just gonna say, reminds me of your early days on streaming with me. On several streams with Dermot on back when it was Tottenham Tantrum Gold. We're always doing this little bits of banter, but English and Irish. As long as we keep it light-hearted and have a little bit of banter and taking the mickey out of each other. One of the usual ones was about, Dermot, they're in Ireland, they haven't invented electricity yet. And
shout out Dermot with THFC till I die.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go out the back now and get the two leprechauns to start pedaling faster.
There was whenever I was doing like a little part-time stadium announcing, like in the arena, at the Dallas Cowboys. I guess at the time it was still AT&T Stadium at the time. Dallas Cowboys Stadium. They'd have like Pee-wee and like high school games there. So for like these Pee-wee and like I think it was like 15, they like didn't have an announcer or like in bowl to be like, and number 44 runs the ball. They needed a guy to fill in and do that. So I was like, I could do that. Let me do that. And I did it and there was this guy. And I was like, this has to be the most Irish sounding name. He wore the number farty far, and I was like, I just couldn't. Anytime I would say his name, I had to say number farty far, and it was like I was trying not to, but it was like I had to because his name was like McCormick or like McGilligan or McFlanagan. I think it was McFlanagan. His name was like Doyle McFlanagan, and his number was 44. I was like, and McFlanagan number 44 with the ball. I'm like, why do I keep the farty far? And I love it though, honestly. Like anytime I get the chance to,
it's one of the best accents in the world.
It is. It really is. It's one of my favorites.
Better than my 44, mate.
This is why, if David Irish Hotspur, if you happen to be watching 2 hours and 9 minutes in, buddy, you have to get a high quality mic. When he was at the studio of We Are Tottenham TV, I could listen to him talk for hours because his voice, his accent, and a high quality mic was very nice for me. So big up yourself, David Irish. Get yourself a good mic, man. I'll listen to you for hours. Not that I don't already listen to you, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyone got any final thoughts for me? I think that's it for me. It was David Harris.
Enoch out, Levy out.
And as always, Levy out.
Jacob in.
Jacob
in.
At the ground.
Patty in, Kuva in, Ben in, everyone in except for Daniel Levy. It's a paradise in my city, yeah. You know what I know, Jacob?
Yeah, you know.
It's a paradise in my city, yeah.
Oh, man. That was a fun one.
That was a good one. It was a good one.
Honestly, over 2 hours, we're still going. Hey, I
want to thank Kuva. Want to thank Ben. Want to thank Patty. Want to thank everyone in the chat as well, man. You guys were active. You guys were on it today, as always. Fine form as always, gentlemen. But
let me see what the number's at. Oh, still 13 hating ass motherfuckers thoroughly throughout the stream. So big up yourself. We got 53 votes on the poll. And the winner is Laughingstock FC. There it is. Winner for tonight, Laughingstock FC. Second place, Shambles FC. So I think both of those work for the situation we're in. But yes. Thank you so much for everyone who
voted for fans freaking out for no reason FC. I'm surprised anyone voted for that one.
I try to have not that I channel my Scott M, but I'm like, what could I see Scott M being like? Yeah, motherfucker, this is my Scott M choice. So I always try to have a Scott M choice, I'm not going to be happy no matter what, not even if Sonny has a hat trick.
The only time Scott M is happy is when he's at Disney World.
I want to see some photos of that, Scott M. Send me some photos of you at Disney World.
Me, him, and Gaguma, we'll go to Disney World.
There we go.
It's strange with Scott M because when you talk to him off stream and things, you'd think this is one of the nicest people I know.
Yeah.
Everything he says about Spurs, it's like meanest man in Canada.
I love it. It kind of gives you the full side of the Canadian omelet, if you will. We got Bobby K, nice as can be, and we got Scott M, nice as can be.
And then there's Tottenham Hotspur.
Just don't challenge him in the chat.
As shit as it can be.
And don't support Tottenham Hotspur. I'm actually pissed at you still, Michael, about it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm the reason Jacob's a Tottenham fan. I fully take the blame, Jacob. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. But hey, what can you do, man? What can you do? No pain, no gain, as they like to say. No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. We do have a match on Monday, ladies and gentlemen. We are away at Everton. It's going to be the battle to see who is a more shit club. And, it's looking like Tottenham right now, but obviously Everton are in a relegation scrap. They have FFP issues, all that good jazz. So I think they take the cake there. But look, in my opinion, Tottenham are a close second. They're right behind them. Fuck Daniel Levy and fuck Enoch. Jacob, any final thoughts, man?
Fuck Harry Winks. Fuck Eric Dyer.
Fuck Eric Dyer. There you go. If you are traveling to the match on Monday, be safe, be loud, and be proud. We'll be watching on the telly across the pond. As always, big up the lads. Thank you, Kuva, Ben, and Patty for joining us today on today's show, and to everyone in the chat. Big up the lads. And Jacob?
Come on, you Spurs.
Spurs of America with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.